Hey fuckers, it's Friday.
Can't spell shattered without shat or turd.
Like a gut punch to the abdomen.
Some of the funniest shit on the web.
I call it a rock friend.
I like the cut of your jib, gentlemen.
These 5 are the only protection we have.
The best part of the show is the genuine Hasbro love.
Good night, folks.
And of course, Pat's weekly farts.
Breaking news. It's very outside of the box.
Hail day.
I love Friday.
Bob's Bait and Tackle, now carrying Hasbro.
They truly are your favorite podcast.
Thoughts, prayers, likes, and shares.
A to B.
Second Uncut. Is that you?
When are you going to bring Larry back?
My favorite Star Wars podcast.
Shattered Cast on
Complete fuckers. Podcast is intended for mature audiences only, and its sole purpose is to entertain. If it doesn't fit with your sensitive sensibilities, please feel free to turn it off now and
Shut the fuck up, Chip.
Hey everybody, welcome to Shattercast Uncut, episode 247. I'm not Matt, unfortunately. We are in Matt withdrawal, but I do have Bobby and Robert here.
Sure.
We are down one T2RX6. He's giving birth. Bobby,
Sure.
how you doing?
I'm well. I'm quite well. I'm got a little bit of a head cold, but other than that, I'm good to go.
Man, there is some shit going around. Everybody's sick or knows somebody that's sick or has a kid that's sick.
It's fucking...
I'm getting a stomach bug.
What sucks is that this shit, whenever there's something going around, I'm always like one of the last people to get it. I always think, oh, I'm fine. I didn't catch it. And then boom, it hits me.
You know the worst part?
Go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. No.
I was just going to say I had I've had like this streak of like 2 years or a year and a half without a fucking cold, a sickness, anything. And then the day before Baltimore, I started getting the sniffles. I was like, God damn it.
How was the con?
It was good. We didn't do quite as well as we would have liked. But it was a learning. We haven't done that show in a while, and like kind of the way that we do business has changed. So it was a little bit of a learning curve. But you know,
how so?
So like the last time we did that show, I mean, I think it was only like our second. I think we only did the show twice, maybe 3 times. I think it was only twice, maybe 3 times. But we didn't have all the shit we had now. Like the highest thing we had at that time was a $70 fleece blanket. But now we have like, you know, a ton of shit. We go all the way up to $150 in terms of product. So we kind of brought the works, but most of the money being spent was on $10 to $25 stuff, which we didn't have stocked as well. So,
oh, that's got to be frustrating. Holy shit.
Yeah. So, you know, it's all good. We didn't do quite as well as we would have liked. So, you know, we gotta make it up at TFCon, but it's cool. It was a learning curve. Next year we'll be better prepared if we decide to do it. It's late next year though, so I don't know if we're gonna do it.
What's the parking situation like?
Garage.
That place.
Garage, and it sucks because like, you know, like Friday, I want to say so Friday had some event going on, so parking was like $34, and then like, and then Saturday and Sunday was just like Oriole shit, so it was like $20.
Oh yeah, so all you gotta do is just hang out in the parking garage and just hit a motherfucker over the head and take their wallet,
right.
And then cover them up with one of those blankets, and when people walk by, they'll just think they're asleep.
Good call.
And you'll be fine.
Oh, nice blanket. Where can I get one of those?
Yeah, it's free advertising, and you get away. You get a head start.
Right, no doubt.
I was just gonna say to Robert, with our luck, the first thing he's gonna get, the one time that he gets sick first, it's gonna be the zombie virus, and people are gonna think he's just being a fucking asshole, and they're gonna be like, Robert, leave me alone, and then that's how it's gonna spread.
He's eating me.
No, yeah, it's gonna be a TFCon too. It's gonna start in a hot tub. Speaking of Robert D, how are you doing this fine, fair evening in Verona?
I'm good. I'm nervous about getting sick. Everybody seems to be getting sick. Doesn't seem to be a good deal. And I know it'll hit me. It's going to hit me soon. I'm sure, like, you know, over the weekend or some bullshit, right? Just in time for my birthday. You know, so not going to be a good thing.
Yeah, no, I agree with that, man. Couple weeks ago, I had a head thing going on. Now I have a stomach thing. About poke up, and then the next thing that's going to happen is I'm going to join the Josh Fisher Club. I'm going to lose one of my feet. And it's going to hit me in sections, from the top, middle to the bottom.
So funny. Dust did that Photoshop of him looking like a pirate. And then he's like, I can't believe no one thought of this in 24 hours. And I was like, that's a good one. That's a good one. And then somebody was like, you forgot the parrot. And he's like, oh, fuck. Leave it to a Transformers collector. Always one more.
That's a pretty...
No, you're good.
So what were you going to say?
I talked to Dust this week, that's all. Dust
good.
Yeah, it was good.
I'm just a little worried about that prosthetic he's got, because it's a big boy. I don't know if that one little pole is going to be enough. I think they might need to reinforce that shit with some RoboCop technology.
Yeah, Josh hit me up. I got a voicemail from him. What am I getting? Another call from... Greg, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, I don't know.
What if it was Cringer? Oh, that would have been awesome.
I put Cringer in a D12.
I forget what I was going to say. I heard from Josh this week. He left me a voicemail. I haven't got back to him yet. It's a very hectic time of year for me. But said it.
Welcome to the club, Josh. Welcome to the club.
Said it looked like everything was working out for him in regards to that.
I told him he should get like a satyr leg, but he didn't.
That's also a possibility. What about you, Greg? How are you?
I'm good.
Good.
I'm good. I had something I was going to say, something stupid, and I forgot what it was.
Get ready.
Huh?
I said you did already.
Oh. Fuck you. Fuck you, Robert.
Fuck you. Man, we got a decent amount of feedback last week. People saying like, yeah, talk about other shit. Doesn't matter. I don't know. It might be something you want to think about.
Was that last week?
Yeah, I think so. Or was it the week before?
Yeah, no, I mean, I remember it. Yeah, I remember it, but I'm thinking like, I feel like I missed a show or something. That's why.
People are just like, fuck Transformers.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think it's just that like, I think that people. I think that everybody kind of goes through the same waves, right? So if nothing is really jumping off, then they don't really want to talk about a bunch of shit that's trash either, So I think they'd rather us. I got the impression that they'd rather us talk about something that we're interested or passionate about in some regard, or just go off the cuff and talk about nonsense than have to like fight our way through shit that none of us really care about. Is the impression I got.
Yeah, I mean, just talk about how shitty stuff looks all the time isn't fun.
Sometimes that actually is kind of fun.
Right, but I mean, if that's all you do, it gets boring. But well, speaking of, I'm really excited. I'm excited about that Harry Potter role-playing game coming out. I hope it's for Xbox. Probably just PlayStation.
Oh, it's like a video game role-playing game.
Yeah, not like LARPing.
Well, no, I thought it might be like a tabletop thing or a card game or some shit. I was like, whoa, he's going for it.
Is Robert gonna send me a coffee mug with a fucked up Harry Potter face on it?
Yeah, and then he's gonna get what are you gonna do? You're gonna have a trash bag full of Harry Potter miniatures in a couple of years.
That's right. Dude, I got that fucking mini Gunpla Voltron a couple weeks ago. It's just sitting on a shelf, just like any Gundam. It's like I thought it would be different. I was like, "You'll be different. I'll build you." It's just sitting there in a box.
Oh, I did. Record the new song this past week. So that's done. Also, and I'm not just saying this because of the conversations recently, but has anybody seen these McFarlane Game of Thrones figures?
No.
The fuck? I think they're just prototypes or like computer renders, rather. I think they're just renders. I'm pretty fucking sure they're just renders. But the sculpts, no, wrong artist.
Oh.
The sculpts in paint,
sorry, Bobby.
The sculpts in paint look fucking phenomenal.
Are they articulated or are they stitched?
I'm gonna say very limited articulation. Very limited, per usual with fucking McFarlane.
Isn't somebody already making Game of Thrones figures? Because I feel like I've seen them at
was.
Target.
Somebody
Isn't it
was.
like Funko or somebody?
I don't know, but I know what you're talking about. They come like in a box, like almost Black Series style.
Maybe. I just feel like I'd seen them at Target on that random end cap they used to have before they actually like opened up a whole section in electronics.
Yeah, I've seen them as well, but these are like much better sculpted and painted. But it looks like if these renders are anything to base your opinion off of, but I don't know. It's fucking interesting. I don't think I'd be in for a Game of Thrones 1/12. Yeah, I don't think I'd be in at all, honestly. 1/6 could be tempting, but it wouldn't be my first. It wouldn't be my first choice for another franchise, especially an HBO franchise. I'd be like, give me Tony Soprano.
Yeah.
I'm fine with them being all like screen accurate, the sculpts, except for Tyrion, the little guy.
Yeah, little fella.
Little fella. Because in the books, he's actually a lot more fucked up looking than Dinklage is.
Really?
Dinklage isn't fucked up looking. He's a handsome man.
Yeah, I agree.
But Tyrion is fucked up, especially after he gets that scar. It actually like chops his nose off and stuff, But that's when it's like his story arc changes there. He starts becoming more of a hero as he gets even uglier. So it's really interesting. So it's like I'd want to see him as described in the books, but every other character, I think they really nailed. It's one of those series where it's like, like you've seen Lord of the Rings, you haven't read it though, have you?
No, I couldn't. I tried.
It translates really well, even though obviously the books are tons more detail and stuff, but it translates so well you don't miss it. It's the same thing. The books translate so well on screen. They did such a good job. I'd be thrilled with the screen, the actors, their visage.
Go ahead.
It's fucked up about Lord of the Rings. I fucking slogged the first one. I was like, okay, that's fine, and then I slogged through the fucking second one. And by the time the third one came out, I was like, I'll just get the book from the library for free and read that instead.
Oh, you didn't?
So I actually read the third book.
You didn't like the second one?
I did, but okay. So when those came out, when the third one came out, I was living in Asheville, North Carolina.
And
I didn't have a vehicle. And like the only two movie theaters I knew about were like at the extreme ends of town, because downtown they didn't have a lot of shit like that. It was all like independent business and whatever. Like everything was outside of the main like city, like Walmart, even fast food and stuff. So it was just such a pain in the dick. So we were like, let's download them off the internet. Back when it was still like dial-up kind of shit. And so it would like take so long, and I was just like, you know what, fuck it, I'm just gonna go read the book. I can probably finish this fucking novel before that movie will download.
Right.
Because I just never had the time. Because like the bus system, like buses only ran like once every hour and a half. So it would have been like, if I got to the stop at the right time both times, it would have been a minimum, like 2-hour round trip bus ride. It was just like, I'll just read the fucking book instead.
I got you.
I'll make myself smarter.
That fucking second one was, like, I wasn't crazy about the first movie personally. Like, I was like, oh my, I felt like those guys in Clerks. I was like, oh my god, even the trees are gonna fucking walk in this movie. But the second one, I was like, holy fuck, this thing is all right. And then it
you're like, holy fuck, the trees are fucking walking.
Yeah, I was like, the trees do walk in these fucking movies. But they were fucking cool though, Like the second one is what really brought me into that franchise. But yeah, I'm not sure I would do I don't think I would collect any of Lord of the Rings. I don't know if I think the only character I really love from Lord of the Rings would be Smeagol. So yeah.
Didn't somebody make Lord of the Rings? Didn't NECA make those?
They could have. I don't even know. I got like the Smeagol, like the big Smeagol that was like articulated. It feels like it could have been a NECA. It's like it has like a voice modulator on the bass and shit. It's terrible, but I love it.
Did you see those? What was it? I remember looking at them, and I got the email from Big Bad Toy Store. I was like, oh, I gotta ask Bobby about these. But now I'm blanking. I'm having a brain fart. I'm tired. So the first thing that goes is your short-term memory. Excuse me. Those Mego figures.
Mm-hmm.
Shit, what are they? Where's the email? Where's the email? I saw some. Oh, the He-Man.
Oh, the 1/6, the Mondo, right?
Mondo, yeah, Mondo.
Yeah,
Why does
yeah.
it Mego? That's the old company. Yeah, Mondo.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about those?
I think they look great. They look like if they were doing that level of like paint and sculpt in 1/12, I'd be all over it. I'm not crazy about figures when they start getting that big, looking so jointy. Does that make sense?
No, definitely, yeah.
Yeah. So like, I probably won't go in on it. Now they do it Evil Lynn, I might not be able to help myself, but for the most part, I think I'm gonna just stand clear.
You got a thing for her?
Yeah, she was my first crush.
Now, it looks like they're striking.
Not Baroness?
No.
Sorry, Greg.
No, you're fine. You're fine. It looks like they're striking a balance between like realism and fantasy.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
Kind of like those statues. So, what do you think the Evil N would be like? Do you think it would?
Hopefully, like that statue, because I'm all over that too.
All the time, every day.
I'll tell you, I've been talking about this a lot recently, but like,
gives it a wash.
So, shut the fuck up. Ace has this like server in his house, and
like a butler.
Yeah.
He's a British server. He was in the special forces, and he basically just cleans Ace's uniform when Ace isn't on patrol.
At least he's British, and well, never mind.
No, he this thing where he like has all of his like media on it, and then he can like access it from anywhere. And like if I gotta talk to Ace, I was supposed to call him back. I just like I said, this fucking time of the year is fucking hectic for me, but. If he can help me get my shit together where I can have like all my music and movies like fucking centrally located in one thing that I could access from any place and feel good about it, like have contingency plans for it, so on and so forth. I'm thinking about taking out my DVD cabinets in the back and putting in a case to do 1/4 scale.
I agree with that. I also think we need a new segment.
What's that?
Who didn't Bobby call back this week?
Dude, the list is like mounting. I was supposed to I was supposed to call Marilyn, Phil, and I, and Pinkerton and some other folks are going to see Venom tomorrow night, which is for you listeners last night. And
did you like it?
I got a feeling probably not, but who knows? I like Tom Hardy, so maybe he can save it for me. But so we. Long story short, I was supposed to meet Phil Thursday at 7 p.m. and we're actually around 7:40 p.m. And the movie starts at 7:30, so he was going to get me a seat, and then I was just going to come in as soon as I could, probably miss a few trailers and have a seat. Well, I found out on Monday that I was going to be able to get there a lot earlier. He wouldn't have to stress about saving me a seat, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And it's been on my list of things to do to call him just to let him know he didn't have to do that. And I just called him before we started recording. That's a fact. Like this time of year, you should see my living room. It is a disaster. Speaking of disasters, I'll tell you what else is a fucking disaster. I got fruit flies all over my house.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Oh, we do too.
The bananas. What did you leave out?
Dude, tons of shit. And like, I was like, I told because it started accumulating. And I was like, look, this stuff needs to go away. And like, no. And then now it's like the Amazon.
What stuff? What was left out?
A cantaloupe, some onions, bananas, tomatoes, like tons of like fresh produce, and like they're all over it. Oh my god, they're having a party.
You're like, honey, I love this poppy seed butter. And she's like, there's no poppy seeds in that butter.
So
I'm in the exact same situation, but instead of cantaloupe, it was a watermelon.
So like I kind of lost my shit with my kids because like, I mean it's a number of different elements contributing to this, but like, I like they're constantly eating without a plate or like, it drives me up the wall.
It's fucking gross. You get food everywhere.
I know. So I was like, Jana came in and was like, can I have a snack? And I was like, well, yeah, get yourself one, get Selena something, get the baby something, and then make sure between the three of you that all the plates get cleaned up The table gets wiped down. The chairs get wiped down. And she said, okay. And I walk out, and all three of them are eating, and there's not a plate in sight.
What were they eating?
Swedish fish. So
Jane, it was like #lifehack.
Yeah. So I was like, where are the plates? Oh. And I was like, get the plates, and after you eat the snack, I want this whole kitchen cleaned up. And I lost my shit, and I started going downstairs, and I was like, I haven't had it enough with them, so I came back upstairs. I was like, matter of fact, throw the goddamn fish away. I mean, I was pissed. And I was like, I want you to go in and start clean. I want everything clean now. Clean. And like I was going off. I lost my temper, and I said my final line. I was like, pretty soon, what you want and what I want are gonna mean the same to you.
Now, the issue with the Swedish fish wasn't crumbs, of course.
No.
I'm assuming you mean someone's gonna drop a fucking Swedish fish and smush it into the floor.
Well, the point is that I gave explicit instruction.
Oh yeah, that's true.
And that was ignored, and it was ignored so that we could have our tasty treats. Well, now you can't have any tasty treats.
Yeah, you got to do that shit, or you're gonna raise a slob. You're doing it for her own good, and for your own fucking house.
Yeah. So. So anyway, I'm funny about I'm funny about food. I freeze chicken wings until it's fucking garbage day. Like trash day. Like.
What do you mean?
Like if we eat chicken wings and we have chicken bones, like I'm like freeze the bones in a freezer bag and then throw them out on trash day.
They're cook.
Like I'm funny about food and shit being out. Like I'm particular about it.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, it's interesting because like with me, like I basically just take the trash out every day because it's New York and you could just fucking take it down to it's a building, so like there's just bins, but I never thought about that. Like, oh wow, like eggshells. Yeah, we can't just fucking leave a dozen.
Oh yeah, that fucked you up because we keep the eggshells in the carton.
No, because I went for eggs and I was like, what the fuck? These are all empty. Someone sold you empty shells.
Yes, that's what we do at my house. It's like we crack the egg and then we put the empty eggshell back in the carton, and then once the egg carton is filled with empty eggshells, then we'll throw it out. Just to from keeping fucking eggs from sitting in a trash can and attracting all the fucking wildlife.
Fruit flies. Speaking of which, by the way, at Home Depot they have, because we had a fruit fly incident not too long ago, about a month ago, and there was some fruit. Surprise, from bananas. Where do they fucking come from? That's what I don't get. Are the eggs in the fruit?
I don't get it.
They must be in the fruit already.
Anyway, continue.
So that's disgusting. But yeah, they sell them. If you go to like
they sell fruit flies?
No, they sell like fruit fly traps. They look like plastic tomatoes, and like it comes with this like dropper. It's a dripper and a dropper, and like you fill like the tomato halfway, and you just leave it out, and they fucking go in it and die. It wipes them out in like a day.
Oh, beautiful! I'll tell Laura about that.
It's so simple, and you just keep it up where the fruit flies go, and the kids don't get to it.
Oh, they're all over the place now. What to buy 10 of them?
It comes, I think, in a pack of 2. You probably just need like 2. They all go to it.
Oh, see, I need that. Kip was like, "Oh, I made a vinegar trap," and they're like, "Haha, joke's on you! Vinegar makes us mutate." So now I have like Resident Evil 3 fruit flies running around.
I tried that also.
They say my name. They're like, "Greg."
I tried that too.
At me and shit.
It was like fill a glass with vinegar and put some soap in it. The fruit flies, they're attracted to the vinegar and sink and drown because of the smoke, the soap. They didn't fucking go to it. That's why I got the poison. It doesn't work. Life hacks.
I think I'm just gonna set this fucking townhouse on fire.
Yeah.
You could just run around with a can of aerosol and a lighter. That's fun too.
Oh, God. Anyway, what'd you get this week, or what did we get this week?
Oh, I was going to ask that question.
Oh, my bad.
Oh, look at you, Mr. Host.
Well, no, I just, No,
I was taking a jab at Bobby for playing host.
Oh, I didn't mean to.
He can be the host if he wants to. That's fine. What was I going to say? Oh, yeah, shit. Bobby, what'd you get this week?
I got General Veers, Black Series.
General Beers?
Yeah, General Beers.
Oh, Kavanaugh.
General Veers, you are too close to me. I got that from Calum. He looked out for me. I appreciate it a lot. And I'm trying to think if I got anything else. I had the opportunity to look at the side swipe from Magic Square.
What'd you think?
It's good. It's really good. The leg panels are less than stellar, but the rest of it is really good. And the face is a little derpy, but other than that, it's the engineering is fucking impressive.
Did you catch the part on the alt mode? The instructions didn't have it. There's actually a panel that flips out to cover the gap where the door is. You know,
is the panel inside the leg?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got that.
Very cool. Yeah.
So, yeah, it's pretty impressive. I'm interested to see what they do in the future, especially if they get out of the legend scale. And I think that's it.
Hope they don't. What are they going to do if they got out of legend scale? What are they going to do, a side swipe too? You know, it's like, no.
I mean, wasn't that Prime theirs? Wasn't that a Magic Square? But we were debating on whether or not that might be Legends as well. I don't know.
Yeah.
Captain Front Flaps? Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I have an idea what they might do.
Okay.
Oh, that setup worked better before you started to say another comment. All right, you say your comment, and then I'll say mine.
No. I forget what it was. Even.
I think they're going to ask Robert what did he get this week.
I'm not sure if I mentioned it last week, because I got the Magic Square ones as well. I think I might have said it last week. I think I said it last week. Yeah. I think some shit came, but I didn't get to the office. I was doing other shit, but didn't get nothing that I can recall. If I remember, I'll bring it up. So.
Well, what other things were you doing
today?
Yeah, were you down in the village killing hookers?
I went to my trial lawyer's office in downtown Manhattan. I went to a bank, couple banks. I was doing a lot of footwork, a lot of running around. No. I rob insurance companies.
Yeah, I hear you. Oh.
What did you get, Greg?
Well, I'm super glad you asked. I was going to mention this when Bobby brought up the my new fear when he brought up the Game of Thrones figures, and I didn't. Since Target has expanded that type of toy section in electronics, I gave Kit my debit card. She went to Target and went to the grocery store, and I was like, things are going to be a little tight. Things are a little tight this week, so like, don't go crazy. And then she called me and said they had NECA figures, and I was like, oh, can you get me $90 worth of NECA figures? That'd be great, thanks. But actually, I didn't get $90 worth of figures. I only got 60. So I got the Child's Play Chucky, who's a little fella, but he comes with a little... I had no idea. I hadn't seen it. I haven't really watched any videos about him. But he comes in a little plastic bag. There's a broken down sleeve, or a broken down box. It's the Good Guy doll box. And you fold it up and you put it together, and you can store them in that. You can display them in the Good Guy doll box. And that right there was worth the price of admission.
That's cool. That's cool.
I got the Friday the 13th Part 3D Jason, which comes with a really cool package too. It's got like a 3D cover. It's crazy because the thing's like, it's like, I mean, it's a piece of cardboard. It's like there's no thickness at all, but it looks deep. Like it's a lenticular box. It looks really cool. And then I got the MMC Magnum. They're links.
Oh, nice.
I like it.
Yeah, it seemed good.
Yeah. I don't really want a full-on, like, I don't want a Omega Supreme sized Skylink because I already don't have a lot of space. And like, I care less about season 3 than I do season 1 and 2 if it comes down to space.
Right.
I thought the Combiner Wars one was a piece of junk and was too small, but I think this one's gonna be just right.
Well, nice.
I think it's gonna be just right. I don't know. I like it. I slapped the chrome head on it. I like the chrome head a lot better than I do the one that comes on it in the package. But yeah. No, I think that's all I got this week. But if I think of anything else, I'll interrupt Robert in the middle of interrupting you saying what he got.
I've been playing a lot of Battlefront, going apeshit, and Scarlett's been getting into it with me, and she will take turns doing the spaceship dogfighting, the multiplayer, and we'll take turns life after life, and she's getting good, and it's oh my god, I get so proud when she's dogfighting in a spaceship and fucking killing people. I don't know. I'm oh, you're a little gamer in the making. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but I'm proud of her.
I was never good with the Battlefront 2. It was a little different, but Battlefront 1, when you could pick up those tokens and you automatically you got an X-wing or a TIE fighter, and you had to do strafing runs. And I was so bad at flying in that game that I didn't even try. I just flew around until I saw depending on which side I was on, I would find how there's always that one group.
Yes.
That's on the other team that finds that one spot to hide in where you can't shoot them. So I would just fucking suicide bomb them.
Yeah, there's always a fucking group of assholes. I wonder if they've got headsets and they're coordinating like douches.
I don't know, but yeah, that's all I would do. If I get an X-Wing or a TIE, guaranteed I'm going to suicide bomb somebody on the other team.
No, I mean, no, it's hard. It's really difficult. It's almost when you first do it, it's so difficult that it's what's the word I'm looking for? It's almost like a deterrent to even playing, because when you're doing it with the multiplayer, everyone's so good, and it's like not easy to control and to fly and fight, that you just get killed so quickly at first, and like you've got to wait to respawn. It takes a lot of trying to start getting good, but once you get decent and you can kind of hold your own in a dogfight, like, you know, I go after those guys. I'm like, oh, fucking King Jelly 223, you think you're gonna kill me?
Now, what would you say you're better at in that game? Are you a better driver or a flyer?
Flyer. I'm a flyer. I like this. I like there's three classes. There's the fighter, the what's the A-wing? What class is that?
Bomber.
No, not the bomber. That's the Y-wing. The A-wing is whatever. Fucking, I don't even do them. I just do the X-wing and the TIE fighter. I just like the, you know, well-rounded. It's a lot of fun.
Is my least favorite rebel ship.
Interceptor, I think that's the class, I believe.
I just realized, like, I was kind of smiling and nodding when you guys were making that joke, and I completely forgot it was a line from Solo until I got Solo this week. I got that too. And then I was like, oh yeah, it's from the movie.
I did that to Bobby a week ago. I was like, I get it. Driver, flyer.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's a lot of play here.
It's fine.
I mean, that line.
No, I know. It's fine. It's not a bad movie. It's not a bad line from a not a bad movie.
Yeah.
I like that movie a lot. I mean, I don't understand why people dislike it.
I don't think the people... I mean, I think that it was fairly well received.
Well, then, so who was it recently? Somebody posted... Yeah, he's like
time to watch this and see what all the hate's about. It's like, I don't know.
Yeah, I think the reception of it was fairly positive. The narrative about the sales, and the sales sucked, you know, but the like fan reaction and the fucking critic reaction to it was kind of like it's fine. It's fine or better.
The one question that remains unanswered is the Wookiee. I thought there was more than one Wookiee in the mines, but there seems to just be one like Wookiee co-star at the end, right? That he's really working with, that Chewbacca's working with, and that Wookiee is fucked up looking. I'm like, is that a normal Wookiee or is Chewbacca a normal Wookiee?
So he's supposed to that Wookiee that's fucked up looking. I know exactly which one you're talking about. Is supposed to look emaciated, like he's supposed to look like a scraggly dog.
Oh, okay. He had like no facial hair.
Yeah, no, I felt the same way. I got that book, like the visual guide or whatever, and it had notes in there about it, and I was like, oh, okay, I get it, but it didn't really come across. I agree.
Yeah.
Maybe they should have fed him some random fucking white dudes.
I'll be right back. I hear someone yelling.
Yeah, I was reading today, and I don't want to say too much because it hasn't been peer reviewed yet. but apparently a college, like some colleges do shit, some just fucking don't. They did a study on the internet reaction to Last Jedi, and they actually went through.
So I have it. I have the article.
Oh, okay, cool. You saw it too, but it hasn't been peer reviewed, so I didn't go like sharing it and going ha ha.
Yeah, so there's a bunch of other sites have carried it, but I found like the initial publication of the journal.
Nice.
And it's written by this PhD dude. It's fucking fascinating, and if any I'll share it in the chat. But if anybody wants to read it, like, don't hesitate to hit me up, because it is really, really, really interesting. And it talks about how, like, all these Russian bots are used, and it's not so much that like a Russian conspiracy per se. It's just that there's this ongoing trend that they're finding with Russian bots. When any time that any sort of quote unquote like all American thing comes out and has some adversity, like has some controversy, they throw kerosene on the fire, I think is the quote from the article.
Wait. All American, like that one film, that original trilogy that was filmed mostly overseas featuring foreign actors. What was it called? Star Wars?
Yeah,
like something all American like that.
Well, I mean, Mark Hamill's American, Harrison Ford's American, Carrie Fisher's American.
I know.
Yeah, but I mean, it is like
Chewbacca
it's considered like a true American franchise, and like, because it hit this controversy, like they've been kind of throwing kerosene on the fire, as they say, and they cite all these different times they've done it, and it's interesting. And then they also say like the amount of people that like started, like where the kind of home base was for the lashback to the movie, it started in like these few camps that are all like far right political people that like never tweet about pop culture or Star Wars especially, or comics or anything else, but they were kind of using that to sort of push their agenda, and it just sort of incited other people that are kind of fall in the middle to kind of fall onto that. And and that narrative has been going on throughout. I talked a bit about it on Nerd Rage today, but like, we just heard rumors recently that Kathy Kennedy's going to be fired any day now, and she just signed another 3 years. Like, it's just not the case. Like, I don't know. I can go on and on about this shit. I get upset.
I haven't read the study, but like and that was a theory that I kind of had when it came out like last year, that there was, technically last year, not a whole year ago, but like after the initial backlash, that it was just bots. Because remember, I don't know if I showed you guys, I remember sharing it somewhere, but I could go to Rotten Tomatoes and I would find these reviews from people that had never posted reviews before about Star Wars, posted to the wrong movies. Like, there was a review in The Shape of Water about gravity bombs in space and Princess Leia.
Right.
On The Shape of Water.
And there's just been a Venom one that popped up today. I don't know if you've seen that at all.
Yeah.
But like, it's like Lady Gaga fans that like have got all these bots going. Yeah.
I didn't click it, but I saw it.
It's fucking crazy.
Well, the thing about the Star Wars thing, and the political angle of it, it's because they're pushing this it's this overall for lack of a better way of putting it, progressive agenda. And it's not just movies, but that's just another platform and another medium that they can push this through to people who don't know any better.
Yeah, I was talking to New York Mike. Actually, he was down, and we were having a conversation about.
You called him back.
This wasn't a phone call, but we were in the car coming back from Baltimore Comic Con, and I was saying to him how, because he's not a fan of The Last Jedi either, and we started talking about it, and I was like, there's just so much. Like, I hate the far left, I hate the far right. Like, I hate any sort of extreme fanaticism about a political view. And I was telling him, I was like, what people on the far right, I feel like, don't realize is that the people on the far, or people on the right per se, don't necessarily realize is that the people on the far right are just as obnoxious to the general public as the people on the far left. Like the people that need a fucking safe space in their college to deal with their big bad feelings, like that shit is just as obnoxious as someone saying Kathy Kennedy is a feminazi because she wore a shirt that says the Force is a girl, you know, and or the Force is female, which had nothing to do with the Force. It was about the Forces of Destiny in a fucking marketing campaign. But it's just that, like, these people, I feel like on the far ends of the political spectrum are always trying to leverage in their views into the people, most of the public that falls in the middle, to use as a catapult for their fucking agenda. But the left and the right both definitely fucking have an agenda. You know, I don't know. It pisses me off. Stay the fuck out of my Star Wars.
I hear you, man. I definitely hear you. My favorite podcast. It's my favorite podcast, but for the sake of this, I'm going to say it's my favorite not toy related podcast, so no one gets hurt. But the Dollop, the ones I went and saw in Pittsburgh, I hadn't even heard their new episode. They recorded live in New York. And Robert will probably know what I'm talking about since he's from New York, and all the best memories come from New York. But it was about the Stonewall riots. Do you know? You're familiar with that, Robert?
Yes.
In Greenwich Village, where they were basically
gay rights.
Gay was it was illegal, and that's the reason that there's Pride Week everywhere at the end of, like, somewhere towards the end of June. It's because of that. And they were posting that, like, they might, they were kind of acting like, because they've taken a couple of episodes down. They took one down because the dickhole they were talking about threatened to sue him, even though he totally stole a bunch of money through GoFundMe. And then this one, and people immediately were like, don't take it down, don't take it down, don't take it down, because people were getting offended. And the thing about it was, people were getting offended because it was too gay, and people were getting offended that it wasn't gay enough.
Right. And
it was like, you're listening to a podcast about historical events by two stand-up comedians hosted on All Things Comedy Network. Like, how offended can you really get? And then I listened to it. I even went and downloaded it just, like, immediately as soon as I could find it, just to make sure I could listen to it. And there was nothing in there that I found to be overtly offensive to anyone. I guess more the anti-gay people would get offended because, like, it led to, like, kind of the movement, like, of, like, gay progression and, like, rights and whatnot. But, like, there wasn't anything to offend, like, the extremely, like, left gay community. You know what I mean? Like, why are people getting mad about this?
It's kind of like the Voltron shit, like.
What are you on my candy, kid?
Like the last season of Ultron, you had the people saying like, "Whoa, wow, I don't keep sexuality out of my Voltron," and then the other end of the spectrum, you had people saying, "Well, you say they're gay, but you never see them making breakfast together." It's like, dude, how fucking gay does it have to be to satisfy you people, and how fucking hetero does it have to be to satisfy you people?
Oh, it's just like Transform. It's like the IDW books.
Yeah, 100%, 100%.
And the thing about the difference between, I say just like, but the difference between what you're talking about, and now I have not watched that season, but I know what you're talking about. Making a character, I almost want to say passively gay. And I saw, and the article I saw was actually from that one spectrum, or that one extreme that said, well, it wasn't gay enough.
Right.
It was just implied. But I have seen people on Facebook, the fucking toxic waste dumping ground of fucking social media, commenting that, keep your gay out of my whatever. But with hold on. But the thing with the Transformers is, like, they're robots, and so gender is kind of just assumed. Not like, don't assume my gender, but
right. But you get the impression because it's a male voice, that it's a male bot with all of the feelings that go along with being a man. Typically, you get that impression. You apply.
Yeah, and then like, so like having like, so it's not inherently gay or homosexual for two of them to have like a closer, more intimate connection. And then like they did do things with revealing that RC was actually Galvatron's brother. Spoilers for people who didn't get that far. I don't know, whatever.
Galvatron.
Well, I mean, they also they go into like why she even has a female form and stuff in IDW, which I always thought was fucking cool.
Yeah.
You know, she wasn't comfortable with it either. You know, like I don't know. Like sometimes, like I feel like the way you should approach all that shit is to stay within universe and then see if you can find, you know, metaphor to draw from real life to apply it to. But it shouldn't. If that is preventing you from enjoying it, then just stay in universe. Like, you know, like.
Well, it's like with I can't remember Node, and I can't remember the other one's name.
Bode.
They're in Lost Light. They're two of the newer characters.
Right.
That were like they're feminine, and then it was revealed in an issue that they explored and they visited planets whose species had gender, and they basically took new forms to represent like a feminine gender because they felt like that was a concept that was foreign to them, and they felt like it better represented their personalities. And the whole idea behind it, I mean, from what I took from it was like, you know, don't be afraid of change and don't be afraid of having a paradigm shift when it comes to who you are. But what it seems like the majority of the Transformers community, who most of them don't even read the book, are the ones that are super vocal about it, are like, they're making the goddamn Transformer transsexuals.
Right.
Don't be fucking with damn gender politics in my books.
Right, and that's what I'm getting at is, and I agree with you. It's always the people that don't read it. Just like it's in that one thread that was all about me on TFW, like half the people that were hating on it didn't see the video. But I think that like that's where I mean like don't apply it. And I'm not speaking to you obviously, but to the general, like if you're reading that and you're taking that information from that book and applying it to the real world, like just don't do that. Like, just apply it to the universe. Just take it at face value.
I'm going to put a little asterisk beside real world, and at the bottom there's going to be a footnote that says your mom's basement.
Oh, God.
So,
moving on.
Moving on, Greg.
I'm moving on. I got a cup of coffee. I thought Bobby's thought was going to be a little bit longer than that. I misjudged. And by cup of coffee, I mean a swig of Coca-Cola Zero. Zero sugar. Okay, so moving on. Oh, I don't have my fucking 50 iPads. Shit, I'm not the guy in the chair anymore. I think I can do this from memory. We're moving into third-party news. Do you guys want to talk about the Toys R Us thing now or later?
So it's just that it's just that I think we could just sum it up with the people that own the rights to the name are keeping the rights to the name.
Yeah, and they're going to try to operate on a smaller scale, whatever the fuck that means.
So, I think that does it.
I think you might just do those pop-up stores they would do during the holidays.
No, there's a company doing that though. That's the Halloween Express people are doing that. There's a Toy Express. I've been seeing.
Oh, they're going to still do that.
No, no. There's actually they're already popping up. And it's funny enough. Apparently, it's in buildings that Toys R Us used to be in. They're doing a split Halloween Express, Toy Express.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it's like a short-term lease. I don't know for a fact, but I'm assuming if that's the case, like Toys R Us lease probably runs year to year. I can't imagine it would be more than that for a business. I'm sure they sign yearly leases and renew them. And with the abrupt closure of the stores, that's probably a good way for the property owners to fill the void, so to speak, figuratively and literally. by leasing them to the pop-up like seasonal stores. But yeah, it's called Toy Express. I've seen it posted from a few people online.
No, they should also have a Panda Express in each one.
Panda Express is fucking garbage, Robert. You know that.
It should be Halloween Express, Toy Express, Panda Express. And the way you get there is the expressway, or you can get on the express bus. And when you're there, you can express yourself.
Oh, yeah, or you should have like an express lane.
Yeah, definitely they should have express lanes for the cash registers.
And then, you know what? They should also be, while you're shopping for toys, your wife can go to the Express, which is next door, and buy clothes.
And they should sell coffee, but only espresso.
Yeah, that's a good, yeah.
I don't think Bobby's paying attention.
I'm sorry.
That was worthy of a Bobby chuckle.
I'm sorry. I'm fucking. I got
$1,000.
I'm trying to find a tissue. Is what I'm trying to do.
Trying to not buy this $500 statue.
That too. $999 is the one I'm looking at currently.
I know he's looking at a statue. All right. Well, let's move on to third-party news while Bobby searches for a tissue at his bedside table.
All right. I'm going to add Matt as well.
Oh, is Matt already out?
Yeah, he got out early.
Ah.
No, well, we'll go through the whole intro part again. That's fine. Express yourself.
How y'all doing?
Hi, y'all.
How y'all doing?
Is he there? I heard him clear his throat.
Yeah, I'm here.
There he is.
Hey, Matt. All right, look. I've just got 2 fucking questions for you. Are you fucking ready? How the fuck are you doing?
Ready for what? And I'm good.
Like 2 questions. Okay, that's question 1. Second question, what the fuck did you get this week?
I got the Flames toy, little Optimus, and that's it.
The crushed version?
Yeah, the post office crushed my box, but luckily nothing was damaged inside. But it still cut the crap out of the box.
Did you put it together?
Not yet. No, I just got it today. I had to go to class.
Are you excited
to put it together? Yeah. I'm excited. I'll probably do it this weekend.
Oh, you gonna do a live build?
I could do. That'd be pretty cool. I could. Yeah.
Or record it and fast forward it, and then do like a knockoff version of Bobby's fast music. You could just do it like on the. I'll do it for you.
No, I could do a live build, but I heard the stickers are pretty sucky on it. I would like to try to paint it, but I've never painted one before, so I'm not as good as Bobby. Painting Bruticus.
Well, that was a lot of.
Bobby didn't paint Bruticus.
No, Adam did a spectacular job. It's really beautiful. I really liked it.
Yeah, I couldn't be happier.
Yeah, but I may try. I don't know. I'm gonna Google some stuff and try to find the right paint, and I might try to paint it. I don't know.
I don't think you should. I think you should send it to one of your various friends who are good at painting stuff.
Yeah.
Because when you're model kits, it's a whole different thing with the fucking styrofoam and the sticks and the primer and the painter
and the driver.
You gotta paint it in pieces. You gotta know where all the pieces go and shit. It's really a lot. Otherwise, it's gonna look like shit.
That is true. I don't want it to look like shit. Yeah, I've thought about that. I've thought about reaching out to some people that paint and do that for me. They don't,
they would
pay them, of course.
Robert went a different direction than I thought he was gonna go. I thought he was gonna be like, don't even do all that. Just go to the Dollar Tree and buy some spray paint. You'll be fine.
Spray painted gold, the Golden Lagoon.
You can get. I might even have. If you, I don't want to tell you I'll do it because I don't know how long it'll take me. But I may have some supplies left, like some extras that I could send you, so you don't have to go through all that. But yeah, Robert does have a point with sticks and stuff. But you can paint on the sprues. Some people swear by it. Some people don't. I've done it before with Gundams, and that way you can just cover because most of those parts are gang molded in the right color to begin with. So if you did want to paint it, you can paint it. Sometimes they have separate colors and they're kind of fixed together. Robert You know what I'm talking about. You
But
haven't
when you cut them up to sprues, though, then you have unpainted parts.
Yeah, well, yeah, I know that's the thing, but that's why some people don't do it. But a lot of times they hide those because sometimes they do leave sprue marks, and you can always touch it up later.
Paul Sieb did his. He put his together, and he's not going to paint it. And it looks fine. I looked at it. He showed some pictures, and it looked pretty good. He just said like they got stickers for the lights, the little yellow lights on his chest, and he said they're not really that good at all because they're so small, and you can't really see them that well. So we'll see.
Yeah.
Well, we know why Paul can't see him that well, right, Paul?
Racist.
I wanted to order that kit, but I'm holding out for the IDW ones.
Wait 2 years, I'll send you a trash bag full of unbuilt ones.
I'd rather IDW one.
It was only $40. I got it $40 shipped from I forgot what company. I have to look it up. It's a Gundam company, so it's not that bad. I mean, I got it, 40 ships, not too bad.
I don't know though, but I heard it was like the size of a 1/44th scale Gundam kit, which those things run like $10.99. But I mean, I'm not knocking your purchase. Like, I'm not knocking.
No, it is. Yeah, they got the black one on sale at NYCC this week. Also, I think.
Yeah, I need to.
Have y'all got into news or anything?
No, we were just getting ready to start. We were just getting ready to start the news.
You should have Bebby painted for you. You should see the job he's done on his Metroplex so far. It's beautiful.
Dude, I'm going to fucking crush your head in with a can.
He's going to crush your head in with a can. I'm going to crush your head. Crush.
Come on, let's look at something nobody wants.
All right.
So, moving on to Matt's here news. I thought I could do it from memory. Some companies doing MP figures. Go fucking figure. Who is this? Final Victory. Oh, this is like some fucking
final attempt.
I'm going to be honest. That Braun and Huffer does not look that bad.
Yeah, I don't hate these.
No, they don't look bad at all. I want to know who Final Victory is.
I know, me too.
No, there's somebody else.
They look a little chuggish in the hands.
Chuggish bone.
And like there are a few things that set my spider sense off. Like the way that Huffer's shoulders articulate looks a little cheap to me.
Yep. Floptimus.
Yeah, but I'm not hating on it.
Braun's got butterfly joints.
Does he?
I think I like Braun the most out of him, to be honest. I think he looks really nice.
He looks like a pretender. Like he looks like he's got a human head with a helmet. That's what I got a problem with that.
It looks like Juggernaut, to be honest.
Do you think those are butterfly joints? I think that's just the way that the joints put together. I'd be wrong.
Shocked if there was no in and out on that. Probably there's no back. There's definitely going to be no back.
I'm trying to zoom in on the iPad for some reason.
That'd be
it's
hilarious.
not I have to log in to zoom in on this fucking photo.
If the price is right, I could be in on Braun and Huffer. I'm on the Warpath. I'm getting fans toys. I don't know if I don't like the feet on this one. It's kind of stumpy, but I could see myself if the price is right. I could see Huffer and Braun, especially Braun. I think if he looks better than Bad Cubes, I definitely could see switching out Braun.
You think he looks better than Bad Cube?
I think so, man. I love the way the back is. It looks clean. It's not so big, and the Bad Cubes is really just boxy, which Braun is kind of boxy. I mean, I get that, but I think this one just looks a little better.
And Huffer looks like Magneto.
I know he does. He got that Magneto.
This is like a comic fan did these. You're right. It's Juggernaut and Magneto. Who's in the middle? Is that Deadpool?
I think the fingers are pinned because none of them are exactly the same. It's just hard to tell in the gray. But look at the Final Victory logo. That looks like that Perfect Fusion logo.
Yeah.
What do you want to think? It's that guy well, no, but maybe that guy that they had that agreement with that they ended up not keeping. Maybe he got disgruntled and was like, you know what? Fuck your Brawny. Fuck your Warpath.
Ooh, we've seen this template occur before. It does have a Fans Toysy vibe just on the the company
what would they do
logo.
to the Warpath though?
I don't like it. I'm gonna get the Fans Toys. It's interesting though that you mentioned that though. You got Huffer, you got Warpath. Did Fans Toys release anything for Braun?
Yeah, Braun.
Yeah.
But not Huffer. See now my spider sense is tingling.
Well,
might get disgruntled designer who decided to take his early designs and go his own way.
Well, if Huffer's any indication, they've got some decent ankle articulation.
Yeah. And I said this on the video, but like I really dig Huffer's helmet. Like I know some people hate it, but I really fucking think it's a cool approach to it. Like I've always thought, yes, exactly. Like I've always thought that his head kind of looked goofy. But I think this looks fucking slick.
Did you say boofy?
Goofy.
Or goofy?
Goofy.
Boofy? Devil's Triangle? Is this the Devil's Triangle of Legends masterpieces?
Bobby, can I ask you some questions? Do you like beer? Have you ever had beer?
He likes red wine.
Yeah.
Are you
cab. I drank cab.
Drinking beer with your friends? Dude, did you see that video that Deadspin fucking edited of all the beer fucking references in that hearing? That shit's funny as shit. He's like, beer, Senator, you drink beer, I like beer.
Oh, we only got half of Bobby's attention, I could tell. He's shopping.
I'm not shopping. I'm not shopping. It's just, this is I almost thought about saying I can't do the show tonight. But then, Justin couldn't. I just got a lot going on for this week and next week. And the following week. The next 3 weeks, I'm fucking slammed.
It's actually funny you say that because I've been having stomach issues and like pains all day. And I was actually logging into Facebook to say, yeah, I did. Dude, I pooped like 5 times a day and it was like peeing out of my ass. It was like a hose. But I actually logged into Facebook to say, hey, I don't know if I can make the show. And I saw Justin and I was like, all right. I got to do it.
I'm having oral surgery on Wednesday, so we might have a problem, fellas.
We should do like a bloopers or like a clips show, like those 90s sitcoms, just to have on hand, just in case like all of us are like, yeah, I can't do this week. Anyway, Matt, are you gonna get these?
I might be in for Huffer and Braun. I'm not in for Warpath. I'm gonna get the Fans Toys Warpath. So.
Do you have the Bad Cube Huffer?
Yeah, Bad Cube Huffer. Yes, I do.
Do you have the X-Trans box?
Do you think? Oh my god! Please don't tell me you have the X-Trans bots.
No, I do not. No.
Do you think this looks that much better over the? I mean, I'm honestly asking. Like, I'm not answering.
I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know if I would trade in or not. I don't know. Like I said, it matters about price. I mean, if they're reasonably priced, I might. But if they're, too much, if they're over like $100, I'm good with my the Bad Cube or Huffer. I'm good with that one.
You know what would sell if they were $49, $49.50.
That would be a good price. I would definitely be in if they was $49.50.
How about $49.99? Because why are you gonna leave that 49 cents?
No, that extra, no, I wouldn't do that. That's too much.
Extra. No.
I can't pony up that much. I ain't got that YouTube money, so I can't afford this stuff. Man.
But I think these both look better than the options that we have. Like you said, Greg, I'm not sure if these would be with fucking Fans Toys having a Braun, right? I fuck those two up. Around the corner, that's enough to kind of make me want to keep my distance from this one. But yeah, I agree that the price point, man, like, I don't know. The price point and, like, what the budget looks like that month.
Zeta really set some standards, I feel. And they're like, we're a new company. Here's some cheap stuff, like our stuff, If you're new, you can't just come out swinging with a top price. You can't. You shouldn't.
No. These things over $100? Nah, I'm good.
Even if they're 89, I wouldn't recommend it.
I mean, what's the most expensive we've seen a Legends figure at?
No, these aren't Legends.
But, I meant like a mini bot. Sorry, is what I meant to say.
Okay, how much? What, I think $90 is the. How much is the Oculamax Cliff Jumper? Something like that, like 90.
Something like that, $89, I think.
Yeah, like so between $70 and $90, between MPB and the Bad Cube stuff and Fans Toys Spin Out.
Yeah, but B was a 2-pack.
What?
Hey, you got Spike, or you got Daniel.
Right, he came with an excuse.
I could see these priced about $60. I could see them pricing these about $60 if they. And I think a lot of people would jump on that. I think that'd be a good, decent price for these.
I'm just saying, as a first showing, if they want to reel people in, they better give this shit out cheap. You know, just like Zeta did.
True. Yeah, that's true. You get people to.
Crack dealer.
Right, exactly. It's like a crack dealer. They should give them away for free. You know?
Yeah.
I think that's a good way in. It's a good shoehorn. You know, you give it to them a little cheap. You have a good product behind it, and you know. And to be honest with you, like, I hate to say this, but with Transformer fans, a large majority, like, it doesn't even need to be a good product. It just needs to be cheap, and people will like it. I know that.
Yeah, look at my collection. I know you're saying that.
No, that's not true. I didn't even have you in mind, Matt. I didn't even have you in mind.
He's thinking about all the Wei Jiang Omega Supreme lovers out there.
Oh, look at that! Look at that picture of them from the back. Look at Warpath's butt.
Is it muscular?
No, look at that Muppet face.
It's like a Muppet.
It's like a Muppet.
Animal. Oh, Bobby.
What?
See the
Bobby low energy.
What?
I don't mind. I don't mind the backs.
Look at his butt. You don't see the
No,
Muppet?
his butt.
Oh yeah, it looks like the thing off the Jetsons, the robot.
Oh, the mate.
Oh, you're looking high for the eyes. Okay, you see the eyes up high. We're talking down low.
Oh yeah. I got you.
Ah, those are his eyebrows up there.
That's amazing. I forgot that amazing.
The problem though, Bobby, with what you were saying about the problem with what both of y'all were saying with the introductory pricing though, is people are gonna fucking rage when the next release costs a few dollars more.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Zeta just did that with the, was it Zeta that did their Combaticons real cheap, or was it the Aerial Bots? Who did? Oh no, I'm sorry. X-Transbot did Crack Rock.
Yeah, and people got pissed off because they were going to be more the next time.
Yeah, but I mean, but it was such a great product. I think it still got people hooked. Like, I really like this stuff. I'm waiting for a Flip Out. I think is the next one.
Rip Out.
I think it.
Wait,
I think
are you saying that X-Transbox Crack Rock got people hooked?
I think a little bit. I said that. Yeah. I did that on purpose too.
Yeah, but I mean, look, Zeta did it with the Combaticons. They've crept up the price, and now how much is Onslaught? Is he
like 120, 130, somewhere around there?
Yeah.
But he came with a ton of shit.
Did you expect that? Yeah,
it's still affordable.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
but it's not like $40. Wasn't their first bot $40?
60.
Or some shit?
60.
It was, I think it's a good marketing strategy. It's a really good. If they start off like you said, Robert, they start off real cheap. I think it will get people in. And if they, but the problem is they got to make a good product.
Keep in mind though, there was a rumored to be a little bit of desperation behind that. You know what I mean? Like they had made all these designs and not been paid for them, so they were, that's their story anyway. So they were like, "Fuck this, let's get what we can get."
Well, what if this is the Fans Toys designer?
Could be.
But also, Robert, like to what you said, like and agreeing with everybody said, I think the Onslaught being that price, I mean, people paid $130 3-4 years ago for Leo Dux. And he was classic size, and he came with what, 2 swords? Maybe a gun. I don't even remember. So and you're getting a lot of bot, plus you're getting all those fucking parts in that $130.
Yeah. Yeah. No, they didn't gouge. I just think they can come up a little because of that. Now I would be surprised. I would be happy, but I would still be surprised if Silverbolt was 140. I can imagine them creeping it up a little more.
What were the limbs? Okay, so the limbs were 59 plus shipping. Yeah. So if you took away the hands, the feet, and the thigh, basically the entire fucking combiner part except for the back.
Or just a leg, right, Josh?
Like if they had put those parts in with the limbs, they would have been $10 more probably. So you're looking at, so let's just subtract that. Let's just call it 100 for Onslaught. I mean, I think there's enough plastic and beef in Onslaught. I mean, I think $99.99 would have been acceptable considering the limbs were $59. I mean, and I don't own it, but I've seen several people happy with it, and like if they're happy with it, you know, and can't be all bad, right?
Yeah, no, I agree. And then I mean, like, you know, like like you said, Greg, like all those extra parts, you add those in, the fucking metal soles on the shoes.
You have a metal soul, Bobby. I know you like rap, but you like a metal soul.
Kind of reaching there, Robert.
Speaking of which, look at the back of Braun. You see that Minecraft ghost on his back?
If they remold this into Outback, they need to put that dick, the Minecraft dick, on his back. What was that thing called? No, there's a thing in Minecraft. I've seen like the stuffed animal, like the plushes of it at the store, and it looks like a giant gangrenous penis. It's green and black, and its feet are like giant. It looks like a penis. And I've not met one person that does not agree with me.
That looks like Frankenstein.
Ooh, can we have a new segment? It's a yearly segment. I think this is about the right time. I think we should play Let's Guess What Bobby's costume is going to be this year.
Okay, we can do that. My party's not for 2 weeks, but we can do that.
Do you want to give us a hint?
You already have a
well, let me say this.
Here's the hint.
Let me say this. We have a plan.
First to the key.
And we have a contingency plan if we can't get the initial plan together in time. So you're welcome to guess for both. And I'm really hoping we can do the plan. I'm like really hoping, but we are down to the 9th inning and we have not accumulated one fucking single thing for it, so it's going to be challenging.
Does the plan involve work?
Everything in my life involves work.
No, I mean, once you've got everything you needed to execute Plan A, does it still involve work? Once you've accumulated what you need.
I mean, I'm sure we'll have to make some adjustments, and I'm sure that yes, I'm sure after we, it's not going to be something that we can just. The initial plan is not something that we can just run out, pick up at the store, come home, put on, and attend the party.
I just had the funniest thing. You just paint your head white, put some like black and white red stripes on it, and you can put a little antenna on top, and like have a fake like a Star Wars floor around the base of your head, and you could be BB-8.
That's weird. I just got dropped the call. I thought the call failed.
I think you're going as Romancing the Stone. You're going to be Kirk Douglas.
I like that, dude. And man, if we still had Smeagol, we could dress him up as an alligator.
Yeah, and he could bite your hand off. No, he wouldn't bite Kirk. He bit the bad guys. Who would be Danny DeVito though? One of your little ones.
No. They're not allowed to be at the party.
Oh. But the baby could be Danny DeVito.
Anybody else want to take a stab?
Is it a movie? Can you give us
no. I've already no. I'm not giving any hints. I'll give another hint next week if we don't guess it this week.
How tall is your wife?
Dude, I don't even know.
5'6"?
Like 5'6".
Yeah, 5'6", somewhere around there.
He's not a midget. I can't remember.
No.
Never mind then. I was gonna say B2 and what's his fuck, the murder droids.
The Ewok Christmas special.
That's not a thing.
Mad Max.
Okay, all right. That's an interesting choice.
And she'll be Tina Turner.
Nice.
Laura and blackface. It'll be just
no. Don't even say that. Don't even fucking whisper that shit. There's no way.
But that would be interesting. The Mad Max thing. Now, would you be the Mel Gibson Mad Max or the Tom Hardy Mad Max?
If we were to do Mad Max, it would probably be the newer Mad Max.
Okay,
so still got that green costume hanging out, so he's We'll just recycle that. That's Tom Hardy.
She would have to shave her head because she'd be Charlize Theron, so she has to shave her head and cut her arm off too.
I mean, I'd be up. You know, I've told her before. I'm down for that.
He said she'd have to be Charlize Theron and shave her head.
And cut her arm off too.
Shave her.
Robert, you gonna take a guess or what?
I did. I said Mad Max.
Oh, that's right. Anybody want to guess for the contingency?
I was gonna suggest you would dress up like Solo, and then you would just keep ducking in and out of the bathroom and changing your costume. You'd be a driver.
Flyer. I just put the flying gloves on. Remember in Star Wars, you just rock those gloves to fly for like no reason.
There's a deleted scene on the Blu-ray of him and the TIE Fighter.
So
you
really?
Like run and change into the TIE costume, yeah.
Huh.
And then run out. Yeah, there's a bunch of deleted scenes apparently on that. There's like 15 minutes worth.
Yeah,
I think I have the digital. I don't have the.
I have the Blu-ray. I haven't even had a chance to fucking open it.
I think your contingency plan would be Captain Planet. Okay. You would be Captain Planet.
Okay.
She would be the heart girl.
All right.
Are you going to tell us what it is in the chat, or are we going to have to keep?
No, he won't tell.
No.
Pretending like we're guessing.
No.
You'll be Leonardo.
All right.
Oh no.
Dude, if I would be down for that, like to be a turtle and have her be April one year, I would 100% be down for that.
And they'd be like, "Where's Raphael?" And you unzip your pants. Fucking paint your dick red.
Why are you always gonna take it there, man?
I don't even understand that.
Right, dude.
I don't understand how that even
works.
works.
A little turtle head. He's making it into a little turtle head.
Because I have the bald head.
Can I save it?
Green.
Here, let me save this.
Green have like a red ribbon around the tip.
Let me save Robert's joke. People would be like, "Where's Raphael?" And then your baby, or no, Selena would be up on your neighbor's roof, fucking doing angry karate.
Yeah. Shadow boxing.
Yeah.
Shadow sighing.
Oh, speaking of angry karate, X-Transbots, Elita One, Autobot X, and the Quintesson Executioner.
I'm in on these.
All of them?
Yeah. I don't have any like the Quintesson, from the whatever who made them first.
Yeah, I might be as well.
Possible toy.
My question is like, I don't know if I would get an Autobot Spike.
I'm definitely on Spike too, man.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I mean, I hear you and I understand it. I'm not sure if it fits my collection.
Right. I mean, that's a good point. I mean, it's a little niche for a lot of people. He's in one episode.
I mean, all this shit is niche. All three of these reveals are niche.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. But I mean, if X-Transport, if what they're doing now, and it goes over to these also, I'm definitely in.
That Elita One looks like a fucking mess.
You think so?
Well, it's early. It's early stages.
Yeah, look at the. You can see.
It reminds me of Azalea.
Yeah, it does remind me of Azalea, but this is supposed to be like MP
Stop copying me.
Like a mess. Compare it to Autobot Spike. Autobot Spike
is she gonna transform? And what would she transform into?
I think she's gonna transform. I'm not sure Autobot Spike is.
No,
I don't. I hope he wouldn't. I don't want it. What would he transform into?
I don't know. I mean, it looks like his chest might open up. Like,
yeah,
I think
that's for the Matrix.
There's other there's other hints on the back.
Yeah, it looks like the arms might open up.
Really?
Like, I'm just saying, it looks like it. Like, I'm not saying it's going to transform. I'm saying that if they said it's going to transform, I wouldn't be surprised.
Wow, that'd be weird.
Yeah, he's got flaps over the back of his calves.
Yeah.
Would he transform to like Prowl?
He's gonna transform into the Vincent, the human, the spider with the human head from the
Centipede?
Fly.
The human centipede.
I'm like, kill me.
I'm gonna channel JL and say he's gonna transform into disappointment.
Yeah, I don't know, and I think this Elita One looks. I mean, and given that she does transform, at least everything appears that way. I think it's pretty impressive.
Yeah, really skinny.
I'm in for all three of these.
What's she gonna transform? What did she transform into?
I'm guessing some kind of little Cybertron car? Yeah, it would be my guess.
The dishwasher.
A speedboat.
Stop it.
She transformed into a speedboat.
The kitchen sink.
Maytag.
She turns into a city. Yeah.
A city bot? Oh, that'd be cool. That'd be cool. I'd be down with Elita One as a city bot fighting Tripticon.
But the head sculpt on her looks fucking tremendous.
I like it. It's really early though. So.
Yeah, the head sculpt looks.
Just telling you, man. Way X Transbot has been doing the last couple, and I'm really excited for their skids and their sea spray. Man, I'm expecting some good things from X Transbot.
I just wish they would have gone. I wish they would have done more of like the general characters that we still need at first. That's my only complaint, and it's a selfish one, but it is mine.
Well,
I'm
I got a
loving
question.
the executioner. I'm loving that. Ugh.
I got a question about this Elita One. Doesn't it look like the hands like they I don't know, borrowed them from another company?
Okay, see?
The Toy World?
No, they kind of look like the Fans Toys hands.
No, they don't have the giant knuckles.
I don't know. Look at that one on her left. You're right.
Well, no, but the Fans Toys ones, they're like giant screw knuckles. These look more like it's like the fingers coming out of the hand are smaller than the hand itself.
I haven't messed with the Fans Toys figure since I got it, so I can't really attest to that. I'm sorry.
I feel like. Oh no, go ahead. I'm sorry. Well, no, I was gonna say I feel like, speaking of Toy World, I feel like I saw somewhere that there was a Toy World. They were trying to scrape together like some sort of a prototype later in the weekend to post on social media, but I couldn't find it. And it was their Azalea with the Combiner Wars Elita One head on it. It's like a prototype of something to come, but it was very clearly their Azalea, or not Azalea. Yeah, no, not Azalea. RC, whatever it was called, Rosebud. Like, I think spray painted pink with the head from the fucking Combiner Wars on it, but I might be mistaken. But I seem to remember seeing that. But I didn't bother looking for it too hard.
I hope this Elita One is as big as or tall as RC, the Fans Toys RC. That'd be really good.
Yeah, yeah. I'm sure it'll be in the ballpark.
So
I hope that fucking MMC RC doesn't suck, because I might be swapping them bitches out. No pun intended on the bitches part.
But yeah, I think these look good. I just haven't made my mind up. It'll depend on a lot of other factors at the time.
I want to see some color photos of Elita One and stuff.
Yeah.
Can you drop a hefty penny on your Impossible Toys?
No.
No, right?
No.
People are gonna gobble these up. Executioner, you know they're all coming now.
Oh yeah, you can get at least two of them.
That's what I say when I bring my nuts out.
Damn.
Well, these are the kind of reveals we deserve. Maybe not the ones we need right now.
I hope they didn't shoot their whole wad up, because TFCon's coming up. I hope they didn't shoot their wad.
I don't know. I think that
the last years have been any indication.
It's going to be telling. This TFCon is going to be telling.
I predict a shitty ass third party panel now, because it's just 3 weeks away.
But you know who's
shit.
I don't want to say it, but you know the third party panel spoiler. Hold on, I'll post
before
that.
And after?
Oh, Fans Toys RC?
No, I'll post it in the important chat, but I'm not going to say it.
Are they going to show Mega Supreme?
We gotta pick up the pace a little bit also, because I gotta
go. Yeah, I can't be on late.
Yeah, let's go. What else we got?
Come on, Greg, move it along. And like an Omega,
he's posting the picture. I'll cover for him. Just the Zeta Toys.
No, it's not a picture. It's just a comment. Yeah, you cover for me. Yeah, you take this one.
Yeah.
Well, now I gotta respond to that. This Zeta Toys Kronos, just looking fucking awesome.
Oh, I'm excited. I'm finally excited.
God, man, like, dude, just
him next to Bruticus.
Them all. Make them all.
Give me Predaking. Give me Abominus. Give me a Defensor. Please give me a Defensor. No.
Yeah, when I first saw this, I was like, "Oh, this was like shit." And I remember this is what he actually looked like, because I'm so used to having like wings and shit on the back from all the other offerings. Yeah, this is gonna make it really hard for me with my Bruticus choice. But I'm running out of space though. Like, I had to really, for my toys, I moved heaven and earth because I had to move shelves, like the shelf placement around, just to fit Omega and Devastator. So it's like I don't know where the fuck I'd put these motherfuckers.
The only thing that's off is the faceplate, but you'll get that. It's sold separately.
$35.
Only in the box set.
But I gotta be honest with you. I don't hate this with the regular face. Doesn't bother me in the least.
Wish he had a skull face.
Doesn't bother me either, but he does need a faceplate. But I would take, if I don't get a faceplate, I would be fine without it.
This shit.
And the nerds are hating that he doesn't have an arm cannon too.
Oh, come on now.
Oh yeah, no, that's actually, I find that like that. I find, now that I'm thinking about it, I find that slightly more bothersome than the faceplate. But
just tape up toilet paper roll on it.
Yeah, and you don't know what's gonna come with. You know what I mean? Like, you don't. At the end of the day, you don't know what's all coming with the fucking Silver Bolt. But golly, that thing looks fucking beautiful, dude.
It does. That's beautiful. I love that. I love the yellow.
I know.
Really love it.
I need to hurry and get this out. The other one's out.
So good.
The wings on the farm.
Yeah, but you could take them off.
Yeah. I don't want to. I don't do that.
I don't do that.
You know what I mean?
You're not a wing take
no,
off?
I don't know what you mean.
Yeah, no, I don't know what you mean. I'm taking mine off 100%.
You know what? That raises an interesting trend of people that don't like parts forming, but at the same time like being able to take off parts.
Parts leasing.
Yeah.
Parts losing.
It's like timeshare parts.
Yeah.
I got a timeshare.
Yeah, like I was telling you, Greg, like I put my Vortex, the Unique Toys Vortex, and I took those things off the side of his legs, and like he doesn't bother me really nearly as much.
Yeah, no, I hear you. I don't hate that set. I mean, like
it's not a bad set. It's not a bad set
bad.
at all. I just feel like they sold me like some magic beans.
If you want some magic beans,
right? No, I'm sure you know a guy. I'm sure, but
well, no, but I can steal your money.
You got a cow?
But just the way Brawl and Swindle looked, and then
Brawl.
Yeah, because I fucked Brawn and Brawl up all the time. But just how Brawl and Swindle look compared to the rest, I was like, wait, what? But yeah, I'm good. I'm good with this Chrono set. Bring it on.
Alrighty.
Actually, I just realized you don't know you probably don't know the reference. We call our Chihuahua Zoe Bean because when she curls up and goes to sleep, she was like a little bean. And then when she poops, we start calling those beans because they look like little beans. So those were the beans I was gonna sell you, not drugs.
Okay.
But speaking of things that are disappointing, in my humble opinion, Mastermade, Devy, and Overlord.
I don't know why you're disappointed.
I'm not. It's not that I'm mad. It's that I'm just disappointed.
Why you gotta be disappointed?
Because I don't like these. The shtick's getting old. Like that should have been a one or two and done line.
Well, I think they had to do at least 4.
City bots. Yeah.
I moved on with something else.
I don't get Overlord.
I don't get Overlord either. It seems like Skylinks would have been a better choice.
Yeah, I don't get the Overlord.
Is as big as a city bot? Like, but yeah, for some reason they made Overlord smaller. Like, it just doesn't. I don't know.
And there's also Prime coming. They showed that somewhere.
Yeah, the Power Master Prime.
Power Master Prime. I love the Devastator.
What ahead, baby.
What I don't like is that I think they should sell it with the now it's like you buy the set and then you have to pay an extra, what is it, $60 or $40, $50 for like the statue version with the non-super deformed head. You know, and I'm like, you know what? How about you just include the head as an accessory, and you can swap out.
Yeah,
heads.
I agree.
I don't need a fucking bust.
Is this Devastator going to split up into different robots?
Yeah, transforms.
All 6?
Yeah.
No shit.
Because they show all the parts for Overlord all laid out there, but they don't show all the parts for Devastator.
You can tell it transforms. You can see it.
That's really interesting, actually. To be honest, I'm not for me, but that's pretty interesting.
Why wouldn't they show all 6 Constructicons though in bot mode, which is weird, you know? But
yeah, I'm thinking those might be articulation. Like might be panels. And didn't TFC already do a transforming Waterhead Baby Devastator?
Yeah.
Like look at Bone Crusher. Like, you know, look at the 2 arms. You can kind of see where their bot arms are.
Bone Crusher again.
You know.
Yeah, but those also could just be panels that move up to allow articulation.
It looks like bot arms to me. It looks like, you know, collapsed bot arms.
Every side.
I'm definitely into Devastator. I passed on Fort Max.
I wonder
Not
why.
interested. Didn't like the aesthetic.
Oh, I thought it looked beautiful.
I didn't like it at all. It looked like an upscaled Metroplex with like weird paint.
Well, I was going to say, you already have the Metroplex, so why do you need the oversized knockoff?
Yeah, I didn't like it. So I'm not just going to buy everything from one company just because they're releasing it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but
I didn't you buy everything from Iron Factory, so quit lying.
I didn't realize how much bigger the Fort Max was until I saw the picture that has like the 2 shelves in one. I didn't realize how much bigger he was. I literally thought it was a straight up repaint.
Yeah, it might as well be one. It really just is Metroplex.
So not. Did we skip a cup, or did we talk about X Transpots Cup?
No,
I've seen renders of it, and the prototype's the exact same color as the renders. So
yeah, we've kind of
What's
talked
there to
about it
say?
in the past.
Okay, I thought we talked about it. Okay.
Oh, here's some temptation.
Dude,
the last temptation
not
of
for me.
Bobby.
Not for me. This is fuck, dude. This is what's going to
What is it?
This is what's gonna break the trend for me. This fucking Rising Force drag strip. It looks like fucking shit.
Wait,
Wow.
can I interrupt you guys for like 2 seconds?
Yeah.
Rising Force drag strip. Okay, now go.
It looks fucking terrible to me. Like how skinny the thighs are, how skinny the hips are, like from the side. There's like a side picture floating around somewhere. I don't see it here. It just looks.
I saw it.
Yeah. I'm not. No. The answer is.
I didn't think the Motormaster looked that bad. Now the drag strip, it doesn't look that good.
I agree.
But the Motormaster,
I agree.
That as a separate bot, I could see that. So
I agree.
But I don't know what they did with that drag strip.
So somebody commented on it and said unhealthy Transformers.
The anorexic Transformers.
Well, I've seen a lot of comments similar to this on the various social medias because I was trying to find those pictures, but I guess they're buried. I couldn't find the ones that showed the other bot. Like, didn't they show off a Dead End and a Motormaster?
All I've seen is the Motormaster and the drag strip.
Well, I might be getting my signals crossed, but I've seen that in my search for that Motormaster picture that I can't find for some reason. Anywhere.
Did they show the all modes? I'm sorry.
Well, no, I was just gonna say people are like, this looks like a really good drag strip if they just make a bunch of changes. And I'm like, well, then if they have to make a bunch of changes, it doesn't look like a really good drag strip.
This looks like a good drag strip, but if they make a lot of changes, it'll be even better.
Yeah, it looks great. Just keep the shins and the forearms, and then replace everything else.
Everything else gotta go. Is this a new company? This is a new company, right?
As far as I know.
I got a TFC kind of vibe from them.
I get a Bullforms vibe.
What about a before and after?
No, you know what? I think I have that before and after 6 gun, and it's fucking really good.
Oh, with Metroplex?
Yeah,
I have him too. He's good. He stands right next to the Metroplex. He's fine. He's huge.
I could have had the box for one if I wanted at TFCon in Chicago that year, because there was like 5 of them in the hallway that Monday morning after when I left. Everybody left their trash outside for the fucking the housekeepers to pick up because they couldn't fit them in their luggage.
I keep wondering, why won't they do other like Abominus or something?
I know.
Because they keep doing Stunticons and stuff like,
But you know what's nice about that though, Matt? If they did Abominus, I'd be tempted. But because we have so many options for Stunticons that look great, I'm like, oh, easy decision.
Yeah.
What if the reason
a new Predaking?
What if one of the reasons, that we see like that's behind all these different versions of the same characters stems from like designers stealing early versions of designs and selling them, and then you see them evolve into different directions.
That's
a possibility.
I've heard that they like a lot of the designers that work for and drivers and flyers that work for these companies like are kind of pals. Like,
they hang out. Yeah, they hang out with Takara.
They go out to bars together and that kind of shit.
Yeah.
And like I can see that being like creating this sort of incestuous almost purchasing landscape.
Yeah.
This looks pretty bad.
My version of that joke. That version of that joke I was gonna say I came up with right before Bobby. There's designers and drivers and mold makers and pourers and promoters and
flyers,
scalpers.
Oh, there are flyers. There's boat drivers.
Off knockers.
You just took my word and just rearranged it.
Yes.
Matt, have you done any boffing lately?
What?
Boofing.
Boofing. Yeah. Well, it's all about how you pronounce the O.
Is boofing when you put alcohol in your ass?
I don't know, but I want to know what the Devil's Triangle is.
That's a 3-way with 2 guys.
That's a 3-way with 2 dudes.
No, that's the Eiffel Tower.
Yeah, it was also the Devil's Threesome. I've heard it referred to as.
Yeah. That's cool.
That sounds like something that would happen in France more than hell.
What's next?
It's not Hasbro.
Discussion.
Oh, we're doing third party?
What the fuck is
We're not going to talk about the gods of chariots or chariots of gods?
Yeah, what is that? What is that?
Starscream is a pigeon.
Yeah,
it's a phoenix or something, right?
Yeah. No, we're doing aren't we just doing like important shit? Isn't that kind of the direction we decided to go in?
And it was Wheeljack as a wolf, right?
I think it looks good. To be honest, I think Starscream was really good.
I don't think it was bad.
Starscream.
And then there's those IDW Legends as well.
Oh yeah, the Prime.
Yeah, I might have missed some shit.
Yeah, it was sorry. It was a busy week. I mean, we've gotten complacent with all these like 1 or 2 things for like 6 months.
Yeah,
I've been working on the website, so I didn't have a lot of time today. So I apologize.
No worries.
To be honest, that Wheeljack and Starscream look really good.
Yes, I could definitely have a whole display at this point of like this stuff, like the mecha beasts. I'm really digging it myself. I think that Starscream looks great.
Yeah, I do too. The bot mode looks beautiful.
Bobby
I
loves
love it.
I think it looks good.
Oh yeah.
Oh boy. I do think it's interesting that 12 months ago, fucking MMC was pretty much had no competition with their IDW chug line, and now Planet X is doing it, and Iron Factory was had no competitor for their IDW Legends line, and now this other company is doing it. So that little safety net those 2 companies had is gone.
I didn't see that, the Legends IDW. Man.
Oh, maybe it's not full blown IDW, but
it's Prime.
Okay,
It's IDW.
Okay, I'm making sure. Okay.
God damn it! I didn't see that.
Well, to be fair to MMC, their reformatted technically isn't all IDW, so they say that's just the way it works out.
Right. It's just
to say something, I think that with what you're saying is true, but I think with Iron Factory, they're since they're different, they're stylized, and let's say Magic Square, they're straight G1. I still think they're kind of. It just matters. You can pick and choose which ones you want, and everything. So,
yeah, 100%, but not if it's 2 IDW ones.
Oh, that's true.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Okay. I misheard you. I apologize.
What can someone tell me what the fuck this Hasbro thing is?
You have to tell me I can't see it.
It's like.
Hold on, before we move on too far. Hold on 1 second. Just give me 1 second. Give me 1 second.
Don't go by the refrigerator.
Cringer.
No, I had to have a emergency potty break.
No worries.
Stomach.
You had to jiggle the stick.
I was gonna ask Matt. He might have them. Do you know what a good Starscream was? In my opinion. Do you have the cloud one?
Which one?
The cloud one, the Hasbro cloud one, or the Takara cloud one?
Yeah, the Turbo Changer.
Driver. Yeah. And a flyer.
Oh yeah.
He is a driver. He's a tank and a plane. Yes.
That one is also coming to a theater, I think, at the end of the year.
What's that? Cloud 9?
No, the Starscream that turns into a tank and a jet.
Oh, exactly.
Oh, do you know what is coming to the theater?
Huh.
For 2 nights? So Fathom Events. The reason I went and saw Transformers is I want to support these releases.
Right.
We have the original Night of the Living Dead on the 24th and 25th will be in the theater, and Mask of the Phantasm, the Batman animated movie.
Nice.
Is going to be back.
I'm sorry. I had a wonderful time at the Transformers. I'm just going to be honest. It brought me back to a little kid.
That's
Dude, I saw 30 dicks. It was fucking on. Wait, what? Oh, Transformers the movie. Oh.
Yes, exactly.
I got confused.
But I definitely want to support stuff like that. I would love to see. I would like to see if G.I. Joe come back. I would go see it at the movies.
So does anybody know what this vehicle orgy is?
Oh yeah, it's from Transformers Zone, and apparently it's retools. Some plots that are in the Titans Master Returns Wars line. Gotcha. I added it because I thought that Justin would be here, and I thought Justin would be familiar with it.
I got you. Yeah, I mean, it looks interesting. I don't have any fucking idea what this is.
Zone. It was like that last ditch effort for a Transformers series. It's one episode.
What is this? A plane with a plane with a plane with a tank on it?
Robert, get the mic out of your mouth.
God damn, dude! You sucked the mic down.
It's an OVA. It's like they were trying to. This is what H to the OVA. No, this was like what they this is where Diet was from. This series. Yeah, and then there was a new Emperor of Destruction, Decepticon leader, but he was this like glowy ball or something. No, wait, no, this was the one with the bug guy. That was Victory. Yeah, he was like this weird bug-looking thing named Violin Jigger, and he resurrected the great Decepticon generals as his warriors. So it was Devastator with a cape. It was Predaking. It was Scorpion. It was just all like combiners mostly, and they were just presented as one singular character.
Huh.
And it was weird. It was super Japanesey.
All I have to say is a plane with a plane with a plane with a tank is stupid.
Superman Returns is the best DC movie ever. Prove me wrong.
Oh, so this guy's a flyer. He's a flyer. He's a flyer, and then throw that joke into the ground. Now that I know it's a Star Wars joke, I didn't know what it was at the beginning.
Kevin Spacey was the best Lex Luthor.
What are you talking about?
What are you?
I'm reaching. I apologize.
What do you want about right now?
It's hard. Oh! I think the Superman movie's coming back to the theater too.
Oh wow! Now see that's one I never saw in the theater. So like that one I might go see.
I might be wrong, but I feel like I did see that. Yeah, I feel like I did see that, but I might be wrong, so don't hold me to it. But I feel like I did see that as well.
Gotcha.
I would do my own independent research before I posted about it on Facebook. You don't want to be posting fake news.
Right.
All right.
He's a zoner. He's a flyer.
He's a driver.
I would watch
Megatron. Is this Megatron?
This Megatron looks fucking beautiful.
Is it a statue?
So hold on. Yeah, no, it's a figure. It's a 3A. It's a 30,000 gazillion points of articulation. Print medium figure.
Nice. Very nice.
Yeah, it looks fucking perfect.
Is that
3A
a
does
wash?
good stuff.
Yeah.
I think it's got a wash, Matt.
Oh my god.
That's it. A wash.
I think it's got a
fucking
wash.
can of peas.
As long as you cosplayed as Canopy when you did it.
Dude, remind me to tell you about the can of peas after the show. I got a funny story to tell you. But I think this looks perfect.
Oh. Yeah, it looks good. I did leave out some third-party news. I just remembered, since if we're going back and talking about like some legends, they did show off prototypes of that movie Tank Guy.
Oh yeah, the Toy World shit. Fucking dumb.
That's gonna sell out. I think the pre-order's already sold out. I think.
Wow.
To be honest,
dude.
I tried to pre-order it.
Toy World looks like Toys R Us 6 months ago.
Dude, Toys R Us is coming back, man.
No, it's not.
Yay. Yeah, well, watch your mouth.
I'm just saying that there's nothing.
He's like, watch your mouth.
I wish it would come back. I'd be okay with it coming back.
Oh, it's coming back with vengeance. It's coming back.
Is it vengeance?
Vengeance.
Can you guys imagine? Can you guys imagine if like Matt did buy up all the stock of these like movie third-party toys, and like one day you guys were like just chilling at home with your family, and like you hear like beep beep beep, and it's the FedEx freight truck backing up like to pay you back for all that shit you guys send him. You just get like 6 pallets of fucking third-party Bumblebee figures.
I would do that.
Matt, are you getting that new movie B?
Oh yeah. Oh, the Masterpiece B.
Yeah.
Yeah. I may get it.
Now, what about the fact that it's not the actual bot from the movie?
Yeah, I got I picked up the Studio. Oh, I picked up Studio Series B, and Shadow Raider, also the orange Lockdown, and yeah, the back panels, whatever, are not on there anymore. It doesn't matter to me. I mean, I'm still gonna get out. I love Transformers, man. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, man, I love them too, bro.
I don't know how to explain it. You know, that shit doesn't bother me, so I'll probably get it. But that UT Prime is supposed to be out this week. That looks really nice.
Send that shit my way, God. Mac.
Have you got it yet, Robert? Have you got yours yet?
GCI is gonna send it to Bubby.
Nice.
Oh, okay. Hey, but he's supposed to got his in yesterday. I guess he ain't got them in yet then.
I hope you remembered to send it to Bubby.
Dude, Bobby, I think you're gonna like this. I think you're gonna.
Oh, I have no doubt. Man.
Oh, you got this week, Bubby?
What's that?
You got a box of towels.
Dude, in bathing suits and all sorts of shit. I need you to give me the money for shipping for that, Robert, so I can reimburse you.
You want me to give you the money for shipping?
The total. I want you to give me the total.
Total.
That was a heavy box too.
Down in Africa?
I know. That's why I need to pay you. That's why I need to Kmart. That's why I need to pay you for that. I need to pay you for that. Please give me the total.
Look, this is like $6 in towels.
Bobby, I'm gonna need you to pay attention to the chat here.
All right.
I got NECA Freddy too. The NECA Freddy, the first one too. I'm sorry.
Oh, you got NECA Freddy? I need that one. I need a NECA Freddy. And then
my paint is jacked up, man. They didn't paint the top two, the green stripes on his sweater. They didn't paint them. So I had to reach
on his arms or his sweater.
His chest.
Dude, let me know when they do a Dragnet Friday. You know what I mean?
Ooh. Nice. With the snake, give him some pills.
Yeah, give me the pagan outfit.
You know what I'm talking about.
Give me the pagan outfit. Give me the cop outfit.
Yeah. I'd definitely get a Dan. Man, come on now.
You see the far? I see the far.
That was a great movie.
Fuck yeah.
But yeah, they fucked up. They didn't paint the chest. I had to reach out to NECA, and I haven't heard anything back from them. So I'm hoping they can replace it because I lost my fucking receipt. So I don't know if I could take it back to Target or not. But
yeah, you can. You can. You'll be fine.
Oh, can you? Okay. I'll try. I'll try to take it back then. So we got questions?
Find all the pictures of the 9 great demon generals from Zone.
Oh, you don't need to do that right now. No, okay. You don't need to see that.
No, I think Bobby needs to see them.
I'm gonna. I was standing by. I'm now standing down.
Take his word. Are you? You don't like that Roman gladiator Piranacon?
I'm actually okay with the general look of this shit. I really like just I don't care, but I actually think it looks kind of cool. MP Collector.
Well,
let me at least get.
Told you I was making toys of these.
MP Collector.
I might be in for some. MP Collector said, over the weekend we saw teases from X Transbots for an Elita One, a Quintesson Executioner, and an Autobot Spike figure. Do you guys think this is the beginning of a trend where several third-party parties compete to bring us speciality characters that were only seen in a single episode or scene, or do you think it is more likely that X Transbots will be the only one to play in this arena? Do you want more stuff like this? I think the Quintessons are an easy sell, but I'm not sure about characters like Autobot Spike. I'm in for this, but I'm not sure the market will support it. We kind of answered this in the discussion when we had this, I think. I'm sure it'll be just like anything else. If it fucking sells, other companies I would imagine will watch them like a guinea pig, and if it's successful, you'll see people follow, and if it's not, then you won't. Would be my guess on that aspect of it.
Yeah, I'll go with that too.
I think those Quintessons are gonna sell out.
I will say I've heard that they're not the only company making Quintessons. So that's going to be interesting.
Fans toys, Bobby?
Before and after?
How much box art have you done so
Well, I
far?
was going to say, I'll let you know when the box art's done. You'll be able to tell.
All right.
Nice.
Next question was, we don't have the name in here, but it says.
Oh, it's
Nathan. I don't know.
No, is it Nathan?
No, I don't know.
This is Jerry Cospley. I don't know why the names didn't show up.
Good morning, SCU. I suppose building on MP Collector's question of how y'all would finish the MP line, as well as recent talks of the third party coming to an end, I feel that it's changing from its current iteration from mainly G1 MP to Legend Scale, Beast Wars, and movie stuff. Is there any way to save the current third party scene? We're going to more obscure characters that companies are less likely to do. Are we going to be just upgrading older figures with new releases we'll get? I think that, like, I don't know if a lot of the companies will survive that if that's the way it ends up being. I think that we're already seeing. I think that, like, the answer to this question is all the Legend stuff, the movie stuff, the Beast Wars stuff. Like, most companies, it seems like, have already shifted gears, so to speak, and kind of know what they want to do to kind of circumvent the G1 well drying up. So, like, I don't know. That's my personal opinion.
Well, even with Takara doing the pluses and stuff, I mean, Takara's not coming out. I mean, the only thing we got coming out now is Hound, and we got Megatron, and I mean Beast Wars Megatron. So they're going towards the Beast Wars route, and I wouldn't be surprised if we see Armada, RID, some other stuff coming out from other companies, or even Takara coming out with that stuff.
I'm good with Perfect Effect going into Beast Wars with the Transmetal stuff. I love it.
Yeah, that Megatron looks sweet.
I'm good with it too.
Did you read the translation? It was like it posted today. Like, I don't know who it was. Somebody posted some long explanation about the Beast Wars Transmetals to Megatron. And the translation was so bad. It was like an unintentionally bad review of the figure. It's pretty fucking funny.
Really?
Yeah, the descriptives that were being used, it was like, oh, this disappoints, and this is lackluster. Like, the words being used were bad. It was so funny. Like, you'll see if you see it on Facebook. Look for it's like 26 photos of the fucking Megatron, and you have to translate like 3 paragraphs.
Huh?
It's pretty funny. It's a pretty funny translation. I'm like, are you knocking this?
Let's try to do.
Hey there, guys.
Does anybody have anything they want to add to that?
I think you hit the nail on the head.
I think you hit the head on the nail.
I don't want to see. I don't want to see them just redoing the same figures I've already bought, unless it's a really particularly crappy one.
Yeah.
That's true.
Hey guys, longtime fan of the cast, and thought I'd fire a question your way. So with the new Zeta Scale combiners and companies like X Transbots, Fans Toys, and DX9 throwing their proverbial hats in the ring, a lot of us fans are looking at having multiple sets, one in combined mode, one for bot mode. My question is this: if you could only have one representation of each team, what mode would you display them in? Combined, robot, or alt? For me, it's combined.
Combined.
All
That's what they are. They're combiners.
All stacked up. I would have alt mode and a detail. Each team in alt mode.
All of them on one shelf, right?
Yes.
All the combiners on one shelf. Yes.
All of them in one shelf. All the teams in alt mode.
No, just one. No, just one little cube. One cube, you would put all them in there, and then Omega on the bottom next to Constructor,
like a junkyard.
And if you ever open the door, they just tumble out all over the floor.
Exactly, like a closet.
I don't know why those two questions prior that we answered last week didn't delete.
No worries. What about you, Greg? What would you choose?
Damn it. Oh. Yeah, combined, I guess. I don't know though, because I like to fuck with my shits.
Yeah. See, I like to pose my figures. That's why I really like having them in robot mode. And it's like, but like, there was a time when I considered only having one representation of them, and when I did that, I had them in combined mode. So like, that's got to be my answer, right?
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, you don't have your Omega Supreme broken up, do you?
There's something about being a Transformers collector where you feel like you have to like have one extreme stance, and that's it. And even if you don't feel like you do, even if you don't personally feel like you do, I still think it's I still think it's a subconscious thing. It's like I can't have some in alt mode, some in bot mode. Like it's just like I think there's like an inherent OCD like factor to collecting like a particular line of.
I agree.
Toys.
I agree.
That have options like that.
I agree, and I like they're definitely, like you said, self-imposed rules, but we do. I mean, I feel like most of us do stick to them. Like we're like, oh my god, we're like, we have to. Like I can't imagine having Bruticus and then the Stunticons broken down next to him. Like it just seems wrong somehow. I don't know how else to describe it. There's nothing wrong about it.
Yeah, I could have the Combaticons like two of them like Brawl and Swindle in bot mode, and then the other two in alt mode, and have them display like that. They'd have to all be in alt mode or robot mode or combined.
Or you could have like Devastator standing on one leg with no arms, like yelling at the other people to hurry on up.
Wow.
Go ahead.
I've got these NECA Jason figures. I've got 4 now so far, and like I'm actually looking at them now, and I was thinking like just like it's not even Transformers. Like I got the part 2 because he has a drastically different like head sculpt than the rest.
Mm-hmm.
Because somehow between like over a night he lost all of his hair and his beard. How familiar people are with Friday the 13th franchise.
No, I know you guys are going through a phase though.
What is that? Is that what it is? Is that what it's called? Is that what it's called?
Got a little horror phase going on, and it's cool. I'm supporting it. I'm supporting it.
Well, it's actually funny you say that because I've had I got my first Jason figure a few years ago.
20 years ago.
But I didn't get the other ones because they were fucking on eBay for $80 a piece, and I'm not paying $80 for a fucking NECA.
I don't blame you.
Figure, but now that I can get them at retail again, because apparently someone said there was a re-release, but I think just that all that stock in the Toys R Us warehouse made its way to other channels. I can get them for retail price, and so now I bought a bunch of them because they're at Target and they're accessible.
You should display one in a fish tank. Like you don't have to have real water in it. Like pretend.
Oh, I've seen a diorama of that. They've done
I could do that.
They stole my idea.
So I've got my part 2 with his masthead on. I got my part 3 with his mask on. But Cringer knocked my part 6 one.
Stop it, Cringer.
He knocked my part 6 one on the floor.
Yeah, he did.
And the mask went under the couch. And I don't feel like moving the couch just to get the mask, but I've got him standing here on the side table. I haven't actually displayed him. I'm still playing with him. And it's funny, I bought him for his head sculpt because you don't actually really clearly see his face in the movie. And that's part of the reason that I wanted the part 6 one, because you don't really see it clearly. You just see it like in shadow in the very beginning. But you see the other one super clear in the climax of the movie. Yet the ones that you see super clear, I have the masks on, and then when you can't see, I'm like, fuck, I need the mask. Like, I need that mask on his head. Like, they've got to match. Even though the whole reason I bought this particular Part 6 one was for the face sculpt. So it's the same kind of thing with Transformers. It's like, even though I bought this one, let's just say I bought him for his alt mode with no mask on. Like, I'm still OCD compelled to put the mask on it so he matches the other ones. You know what I mean? Like, it's the same kind of thing. It's not just Transformers for me. And I don't know if that translates to other collectors, but I kind of feel like it does from some of the comments I see on social media. But anyway.
Let me get some of these Paul C questions knocked out. We're going to save one for next week.
I thought you were about to go get a cup of coffee. I was like,
some of these are real quick. Who does Robert hate more, Make Toys or Mech Fans Toys?
Himself.
Whoa, Robert should answer this one last to see if everyone was right.
Mech Fans Toys.
Greg?
Himself.
What if you had to choose between just these two?
Himself looking at a Make Toys post.
Okay, I'm going to choose Make Toys as well.
Robert was right. I hate Mech Fans Toys the most.
Huh.
He despises Mech Fans.
I despise Mech Fans Toys. And you may be my friend, not you guys. If we're friends, we're friends. But if you, as a Mech Fans Toys collector, I despise you. I don't despise Make Toys.
He said, we are friends, and I like you, but I despise you.
That's powerful.
As a Mech Fans Toys collector, I despise you. I don't despise Make Toys collectors.
Why do you hate them so much? What is it about their what is it about their KOing or their whatever that you hate more than something else?
Because what they did in knocking the Legend stuff off, it was true knockoffing. Where they are, and they did from the beginning. They knocked things off soon after the original release, where they were genuinely causing consumer confusion. And then the fuckers that are looking to save $5 and justifying, oh, this Galvatron's a third of an inch taller, and I think he looks better. They're not when someone's like, ooh, what figure is that? Is that Galvatron? People are like, yeah, it's a new Legends Galvatron. And they're not saying it's a knockoff of the DX9. They're not directing people to the actual original product. They're trying to get everybody on the KO train. So there's genuine confusion. And
wait, so how's that MPP 10 working out for you?
MPP 10 came out a long time after MP 10. I didn't see MPP 10.
But it's like a third bigger, right?
The point is, it didn't come out right after MP 10. I didn't ask myself, oh, what's this figure? This is an Optimus. Oh my God, it looks so great. And then everybody's like, yeah, it's a new Masterpiece. You know, and I already had MP10. I knew about Masterpiece. I was not confused when I purchased MPP 10. A lot of people purchased Mech Fans Toys thinking these are original Legends figures, and they got into that. You know,
how about those Bruticus, those Zeta Bruticus figures you bought right after the Combiner Wars came out?
I know.
That is totally different.
Is it them, Matt? Mr. Hasbro Warrior?
Just a little bit. Not much, but just a little bit.
The IP.
I'm going to answer this next one.
Okay. Everybody has to. Can you please distinguish the following Bobby-isms? Bobby obviously has the answer, but I'd be interested to see if everyone else is right. I don't disagree versus I agree.
I know the answer to this.
Okay, go for it.
I don't disagree. He agrees with you, but he doesn't want to be on, like, if you have a line in the sand and agreeing with you means he's on that side of the line, means he agrees with you, but he's not on that side of the line.
He can see your point of view, basically.
But he's not on your team. But he still agrees with you.
He's still thinking, back of his mind, he's like, you're still wrong, but I can see where you're coming from.
No, he doesn't think you're wrong. He's just choosing, like I said, he's just not on that side of the fence, even though he understands it and he agrees.
I feel like when I say I don't disagree, there's usually a but, either thought in my mind or soon to be uttered afterward.
Oh, I thought you meant like a woman's butt.
No,
he had buttocks.
No, that's always on my mind.
Squeeze my ass whenever I say I don't disagree.
And it's good versus it's fine.
I got this one too.
All right, go for it.
It's good is his condescending way of patting you on the head. It's fine.
That leads with a
I don't
butt
give a
at the end.
fuck, but I won't judge you.
And that's not accurate. You want to take a
I'm
stab?
starting to think Paul C is obsessed with Bobby and fucking Robert. Looking at these questions, I didn't actually read them. They're all about Robert or Bobby.
No,
There's
one's about Greg and Deluxe down here.
Is there a butt after?
How many questions did he fucking add?
4. Go ahead, Matt.
Is there a butt after the end of it's good or whatever the first one was?
No, so for me, it's good means like this is a good thing. Like it is.
No, he means when you say good.
No, but I don't. So like when I say that, Robert, that's not it. It's good. That's just
he means good.
Yeah, okay, but he didn't write that. So good is good is kind of like it's not condescending, but it's just like I'm happy you're happy, but Jesus, what a waste of money. Like,
man, I get a lot of that from you.
Yeah, Robert. I mean, Matt gets a lot of that.
That hurts, man. That hurts.
I'm sorry.
That's all right. It's fine.
And it's fine means that like it's not good or bad. It's a C. It's a C student. It'll make its way through. It's
that's me too. God damn, man.
So that's
Wait, hold on.
That's in the Transformers Me Too movement.
So Robert's in the first question. Bobby's in the second question. Bobby and Robert and Bobbyism are in the third question, and me, Justin, and Deluxe are an option set. I don't think that's the same thing. It's not fine. It's good.
It's just
right.
It's all right.
I don't disagree.
All C is gay for fucking Robert and Bobby. It's fine.
But we are going to save this longer one for next week. But I think we can. I'm gonna do this last one because I think this is kind of like a yes or no kind of thing. If Takaro, I'll see you.
Was he in Mortal Kombat?
I'll see you Takaro morning. If Takara or Hasbro went after all 3P companies, won and actually stopped the production of all 3P MP scaled products from this day forward, so none of your current POs. Hold on 1 second. My fucking computer.
That's a pre-order.
He bought a Hot Toys.
So all your current pre-orders would be fulfilled. None of your current pre-orders would be fulfilled, but Legend scale figures would continue to be produced. Would you change scales and complete your collection? Keep the MP that you have and call it a day. Wait for Takara to come out with the rest, or would you say fuck it and get out of Transformers? I know some of you are ready to be done. Matt.
Yeah, no, I was saying. So yes. Okay. Wait.
Yes.
No.
What?
No, I would not say fuck it. Wait. I would say no. No, not to fuck it. You know, I'm not getting out of Transformers. I would say yes. I would wait and complete Legends and stuff.
All right,
right?
I can answer this one, but I have to break it down.
All right, go ahead.
So if Takara or Hasbro went after all 3P companies, well, no, I am one, and stopped the production of all third-party MP scale products from this day forward. No, I would not say fuck it because I would and get out of Transformers because that's not affecting Transformers. That's affecting third-party transforming robots. But Legend scale figures, it's not. I mean, I'm dead serious when I say that. Like, I know it's kind of a joke now, but I'm still serious. Like, just because third party's done doesn't mean Transformers are done. We didn't have third party 10 years ago, 12 years ago, whatever. Not when back in my day, we didn't have third party.
We didn't need it.
Legend scale figures are going to be produced. I don't think I would change scales. I have thought about getting third party figures so I could have an entire collection on like one shelf versus like half a room. But no, I'm just too into MP figure, like MP style figures, like the complexity and whatnot.
Be surprised he's Magic Square.
No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't be surprised at the Magic Square. I like the scale. I like the size of them. I like having a big, hard, solid unit in my hand.
Relax.
No, I was thinking about that when I was like messing with my Fans Toys Jetfire. I was like, I just like having fucking. I just like having a.
It reminds me
metal
rock.
Matt, okay, stop trying to elaborate on my joke for laughs because I already made the joke. When my very first Masterpiece figure was the Walmart exclusive Skywarp, and I was like, man, I love this fucking thing. And Kit looked at me, and this was years ago, and Kit was like, do you just like it because it's like really oversized? And I was like, I don't know. I think I kind of might because it wasn't that much more complex than the classics. I think I just liked having a big ass fucking toy, like a robot, you know. And I think that's part of my draw of the Masterpiece scale.
Right.
They have more of a presence.
Yeah, no, definitely.
And I think having an entire like 2 shelves.
Yeah,
of like 97 Legends.
I don't think that Legends are made for shelves. Like, I think that Legends need to be like in some sort of almost like coffee table display or something like that to really drive home, you know, the bang for your buck on a display, or people that
like a diorama.
Yeah.
What about floating shelves? Those little floating shelves.
No. I don't think that's where you get your bang for your buck with them. I think that if you have like if you can create something where you can display, I think with them it becomes all about like the numbers. Like it's almost the opposite. Like when you have a shelf of MPs or a DTOF of MPs, the less you have in them, the more impressive it begins to look. But when you have a whole bunch of MPs cluttered together on a shelf, it ends up looking trashy. It's something I fight all the time. I remember Energon Addict from Breaking the Mold talking about how, you know, he took all this time and was posing his MPs on the shelf, and before you knew it, he had filled up his shelves, but he had a lot more MPs left to display, and it was a challenge that he had, and I think that's 100% legitimate. But I think on the opposite end of the spectrum, the same thing with Legends is true. You have to display almost all of them at once, or you know, or something absurd. Like it has to be.
I can agree with that because you know there's so much space. You know, when you put them like in a bookshelf.
Yeah.
When you put a Legend all over, and you can put them from front to back, but there's that so much space from the top.
Right.
It kind of looks kind of goofy sometimes. So
yeah, and if you have it on if short shelves, then the light doesn't get to them unless you light your shelves.
Right. Like I almost think you have to build like a podium or something and like have them, and then create like a little landscape on top of the podium.
That's awesome. That's so much fun.
Yeah, 100%.
Well, one thing that works on the shelves though is I have them displayed for the most part with the big bots. So where the big bot would just be like, oh my god, this Omega, he's
oh my god, it's a penis, oh my god,
oh my god, this Omega's on a fucking Billy shelf, taking up the whole shelf. But now I got an army of little fucking bots at his feet, and it looks kind of cool.
Yeah, no.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
You know, the whole reason I got the third-party Legends when I did, like I jumped on it from the get-go, was because we were getting a lot of we were just starting to get city bots in. Mm-hmm. And I had this table. It was its own little thing. It was like a coffee table kind of deal. And I was already using it to store stuff in because it had drawers. It had drawer panties on. And I was going to set up displays.
Yeah.
And I was going to go to like Hobby Lobby or Michael's or whatever and do like a landscape. And then I was just like, why am I doing this?
Because I mean, that's
and
cool.
so I kind of got out of it. Yeah, I mean, I think it would look cool, but at the same time, I was like, I could just put another fucking shelf here and put some Masterpiece figures.
You know, and even if you had if you had like 4 podiums and you had, or like 4 little stands or nightstands or something, and you had Triptychon in base mode on one, and Scorponok in base mode on one, and Omega in base mode, and all the big city bots in base mode, and then displayed all the figures all over, and they were separate, independent stands. Like that still would look cool, but it is a matter of, when it comes to displaying them, it's a matter of like it's the ant farm. Like, and an ant farm looks like shit when you got 2 ants in it. You need to have like a whole fucking ant colony.
What if I did that, the four stands, and like I came home and I did a whole Mr. Rogers, and like I took off my shoes, I put on my slippers, changed my sweater.
And then you fell into the stands.
No, put on a cloak and a robe, and I stood in the middle of the room, and I was like, ancient spirits of evil. And I transformed into fucking Mumra.
That'll work.
That would be awesome. Yeah, that would have been cool.
Robert, as we all know, would continue collecting legends.
Yes.
And I would say fuck it and get out.
What did the Pink Panther say when he stepped on an ant?
You watching Revenge of the Nerds or something? No?
No.
That was part of the comedy act with OK.
All right. So thanks for listening tonight. Thanks for watching. Thoughts and shares, likes and prayers. Leave a comment. Tell a friend. 4-star, 5-star, however many star reviews you can leave on whichever platform. We are brought to you today by Iron Factory.
Speaking of stars, real quick. I ordered a Note 9, okay? I paid for it up front for express shipping. It hasn't come in a week. Listen. I get on the phone with T-Mobile, like, where's my
Sounds like your wife.
I'm like, where's my phone? And they're like, oh, we don't know. It's at UPS. And then here's the tracking number. And I look, and it says basically someone at UPS stole my phone, right? Nice. And then I'm like, what are you going to do? You know, and they were just like, well, blah, 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 bureaucracy, red tape, bullshit. And then I dealt with the issue, very frustrated, basically told me, oh, well, fuck you. You know, like I'm getting another phone, but it's just bullshit the way it all went down. And then at the end of the call, she's like, how would you rate this phone call? Would you give me a 10-star review? I'm like, why would I give you a 10 fucking star review? I don't have a phone.
I got that shit too. The dude's like, oh, I'm not going to take up any more of your time, but let me ask you some questions. And then he actually took more of my time to ask me the questions when I was trying to get off the phone. But he did me a solid, so I didn't want to just hang up and have him go, oops, delete.
Yeah.
You know, so I was like trying to like play along with this little game. But yeah, it took him 5 minutes to solve my issue and 8 minutes to ask me the quick questions.
And speaking of getting off the phone.
Shoutouts to Cool Table Network, ROC, Edges Around, Toy Detox, Plastic Fanatics, Spirit Vultures, Nerd Rage Radio, 8 Weeks.
And my personal favorite, the well-established Gentleman's Show, Stasis Lock.
At Real Robot, at Fear Corpse.
I am Ratchet.
Third Party TF Crashers, and Open Your Toys Podcast.
This podcast is intended for mature audiences only. The sole purpose is to entertain. If it doesn't fit for your sensitive sensibilities, please feel free to turn it off now.
Shut the fuck